gentlemen, welcome to episode 162 of the It's Obvious podcast. My name's Garrett Drake. I'm joined across the table by my dear friend and lover, Jacob Alka.
Good afternoon, Garrett.
Good afternoon, Jacob. It's great to have you as always. Preston is not in our presence once again because he is still profoundly busy with moving into his new home and having all sorts of troubles, troubles that may or may not typically occur when you move into a new home, but he basically told me on the phone anything that has or could have gone wrong has gone wrong during the move-in process.
Nice.
So he is still very busy, can't join us on streams, can't come to the podcast, which is totally understandable. So that's why he's absent again. We miss him dearly, despite our hatred for him.
Yes.
We do miss him.
A burning hatred.
He's the worst. Anyway, how was your week, Jacob?
It was very normal, Garrett, but it was great nonetheless. I got some quality video game time in. What else? Had some good food this week. Watched some good shows, and got some good sleep. I can't really complain about my week.
Sounds like a pretty normal week, but a great one nonetheless.
Yeah, I like to be thankful for what I guess what I have.
Yeah,
it
could have been far worse.
Yeah,
definitely.
Nothing was.
I think at the end of every week, I think anyone would be happy just to have a nice normal week. Yeah. Most of the time.
Yeah, it's like, of course maybe you'd want something exciting to happen sometimes, but it doesn't always happen.
Right. Yeah, it's fine. Nothing exciting in particular happened in my life either. I'll try to recall things along the way as I tell some stories, but my bulk of video gaming, as usual, was on stream. I'm glad we're continuing the streams on Twitch, growing steadily. I think this week, since I have I thought I had free time, but I have to do a bunch of other videos, unfortunately. But with what free time I have, I know you and I specifically are going to look into the Google Hangout situation for AskIOG that we want to return very soon. The live AskIOG, which will be fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to look into Mixer and streaming to multiple platforms at once because I know that's an option, and I see so many people doing that, and I figure...
I can give you a software that will allow you to do that.
Okay, because I've read about that. I just haven't looked into it fully yet. But I figure if we're looking to grow, I've talked about this. I'm so tired of just meandering around. Like, we'll grow eventually. Like, we're honestly not putting all of our effort into growth. I don't think there's so many more things we can do. And I see all these other people growing rapidly fast. I'm like, we need to do what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Tired of sitting around. Love our community though. Can't thank you guys enough for the continued support on Twitch. Having a lot of fun.
The people we have are the best.
It's the best. It really is the best. I told you at the end of the day, I almost wanted to just stay this size forever because it's perfect.
Yeah.
So
I wish we could just, do this forever just with just our little community.
Yeah, it'd be great.
But it's not how it works.
Yeah, unfortunately. But what were we saying? The Twitch situation. Yeah, I'm probably going to do... I got to tell you about my week. I'm so scatterbrained because I have so much crap to do in the next few days. It's very frustrating.
Okay.
Like, I think I have free time, and then I'm like, nope, just kidding. All kinds of stupid shit to do.
Sucks, man.
Yeah, but anyway.
I thought that was an Unreal 4 shirt.
No.
But it's, is that Venom?
No, that's Veil of Maya.
Okay.
Looks similar to the Venom logo from the movie, though. Which I'm really annoyed, which we'll talk about Comic-Con here in a bit, how all these other movies are showing off their trailers, and Venom's like, no, we're not going to show ours to the public. We're only going to show it at the conference. I think that's so lame when people still do that.
They only show
it's going to leak anyway. Just effing release the trailer. Who cares?
I'm sure it'll release soon.
Just maybe they will, but it's so stupid. I'm like, we're only going to show it to the small audience.
What do they owe you, Garrett?
They don't owe me anything. I just think it's stupid. Like, if you want to promote your movie, just promote your movie. Don't hide it from people. It's so silly.
They want it to be special.
It's so secretive. I get, the people that are there, like, it makes them, it's cooler that you like, I got to see this behind closed door thing. But I think in today's age, it's ridiculous.
I agree.
Anyway, my week, I worked a show with Deaf Heaven, the band Deaf Heaven. I had never heard of them before. I've listened to a lot of their music and I can't get into it.
Okay.
This is what they sound like to me. They sound like a slightly heavier Explosions in the Sky with a black metal vocalist over it.
What is black metal?
It's kind of hard to describe. I'm very bad at describing subgenres of metal, but imagine an inhale screamer who only does high screams. This kind of sounds like a demon.
Okay.
Yeah. Very ambient type vocals in the background of this music too. Really nice guys. It was fun working with them, but wasn't really into the music.
Okay.
But they packed the place out. Like, give them that. So good for them.
They got a fan base.
Yeah. Anything interesting that happened this week? I don't think there was.
Yeah, I always see all your what is it? Your Instagram stories for all the people that play.
Mm-hmm. They all just bleed into one thing.
I can imagine.
I can't remember what night was what, and
especially when you work like multiple nights a week.
Yeah, so I can't remember anything. I got to go back tonight. I will have driven back from Atlanta this morning, back for work, and then back again tonight afterwards.
Nice.
2 commutes to and from Atlanta in one day always sucks.
But, yeah, that's awful, man.
Yeah, it blows. Especially when I'm not in a podcast mood and I've kind of exhausted all music I have to listen to as well.
Yeah.
I've gotten to the point where I just drive in silence.
That sucks.
And now I just sit in silence. What's that?
That's
people love that band. What are they called? Those 2 dudes. They're making a comeback apparently.
Tell me more about your day.
I have nothing going on in my day, Jacob. I have this 3-hour-old Starbucks coffee that I'm sipping anyway.
Ew.
It's like half full still.
21 Pilots.
I was going to call them 21 Jump Street, but it's 21 Pilots. That's what it is.
Yep.
So, yeah, pretty average week for me too. But the highlight was hanging out with everyone on stream. It was really fun. I'm probably going to do more Assassin's Creed this week.
I saw that you streamed that for like an hour.
I did, yeah. I really want to get through that. Before my summer break-ins, which is rapidly approaching, unfortunately. It's basically August is my last bit of true freedom for a while, and then school starts back, and of course I'll be back to my busy antics, but I want to get as much Assassin's Creed in, so I might do that a little this week.
You should be able to finish it before then, especially if you put all your time towards it on stream.
Yeah, if I stream that exclusively, maybe a few hours each day. Yeah. I'm going to try to do that, so if you guys are down to hang in Egypt and explore the dunes, the sandy dunes, and maybe some temples of Anubis. Maybe we'll slay some hounds of Anubis.
Wow, what an adventure.
Some evil pharaohs.
Wow.
Sounds like a fun time if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll just talk about anything.
Yeah.
So I look forward to that.
I might stop by maybe one morning. We'll see.
Yeah, so I'm going to say goals for this week for you and I are the Ask IOG situation, and I'm going to look into Mixer and other stuff and streaming to multiple platforms. That's what we'll do. Yeah. I like to have a nice new goal each week for us to tackle.
Yeah.
So I know you and I are like gung-ho about ItsObviousGaming the moment.
I need to focus on improving my stream, in terms of like more notifications and stuff.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I have all those prepped. I mean, you can tweak it to your own liking if you'd like.
We keep saying we need to sit down like maybe today. Maybe not today because you're busy.
But maybe tomorrow?
Maybe Monday afternoon. I don't know what you're doing, but
I could probably do tomorrow afternoon. Yeah. And kiss a little bit while we're at it.
Yeah.
So
over phone.
Mm-hmm. So we'll figure that out. What else is happening right now?
I don't know what's happening with you. It's a good question.
I wanted to do my Far Cry video, but I told you every single time I think I have a free minute, something else comes up that I have to do.
That's life, man.
So it's a shame.
That is life.
It's still pretty funny, though. I started filming it in Far Cry.
Yeah. And
some of the clips I was getting, I was like, this has potential to be really hilarious. I'm hoping people think it's funny.
Remind me what this is again?
I don't want to spoil it for anyone.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's very, it's unlike anything we've done. It'll be pretty short, too. I'm thinking like 3 to 4 minutes max. But
it's a perfect length.
And it may sound weird to people and say, I'm doing a Far Cry 5 video after all this time, but it isn't really about Far Cry specifically. So.
Oh, I think I know what it is.
Yeah. I think it could be pretty funny.
Okay.
So. Like I said, I'm scatterbrained. Do you have anything to talk about?
No, I mean, I'd just talk about what I played this week, I guess.
Okay. What'd you play?
If that's what you want to move into.
Sure, yeah, let's do it.
It's more of the same for me. I've played a little more Overwatch on stream. That's always a really good time. Playing with people.
Shout out real quick before I forget. I already told Harley thank you on Discord, but Harley, again, thank you for the gifted copy of Overwatch now that I can join you all because I put it off for so long.
She keeps asking me when you're going to play with us.
I know. I told you I'm so busy. When are you going to stream that again?
Probably tomorrow.
Okay, tomorrow I can join you.
Yeah?
Yeah, I would love to
play Overwatch on stream with me?
I haven't played on PC since Battle and Brew that one night, so I'll jump in earlier in the day and kind of get a feel for it.
I mean, you can't do competitive, or it's going to be...
Right, I have to make it all the way to 25. Yeah. That blows. I can't play with you guys. I'm not going to make you play casual.
No. I usually play either quick play or arcade on stream anyway.
All right. So I'll warm up a bit tomorrow and I'll join you guys for the first time in a long time. Yeah. I think it's been at least a year.
Yeah, we'll make a big deal out of it tonight for the stream. Awesome. I say tonight because this uploads on Monday.
Yes. Also, speaking of streams, if you're listening to this in the morning, specifically Eastern time in the morning, I am probably live starting at, I might start at 9 a.m. tomorrow. I kind of like starting even earlier than 10.
Yeah, you like getting up?
Mm-hmm. It just gets me out of bed, and I like making a nice cup of coffee, and again, just hanging with you guys for as long as possible.
I'll be driving.
Yeah, Jacob will be driving around, but
I'll be up at 4 a.m. Kill me.
Bright and early. Nice. Haven't been up that early in a while.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been awake at that time. Last night I had a cookout at 5 in the morning.
Jeez.
Yeah, because Casey and I got off work and went to a McDonald's, and we waited in line for about 30 minutes, and they're like, we're only taking cash right now and only serving breakfast. I was like, what the F?
What?
So we drive to a different McDonald's, and then we wait in that line for 20 more minutes, and we get up to the thing. They're like, sorry, our computer's down. We're trying to fix it. So
I'm surprised their ice cream machine wasn't broken.
waited for another 15 minutes, and they didn't say anything. And a guy behind me at a different drive-through aisle was trying to order, and the guy's like, sorry, sir, our computer's down. We'll take you in just a minute. And I told Casey I thought it was all an act because it's 5 in the morning. They probably just didn't want to serve anyone, like at both McDonald's. So I was like, Casey, I'm just going to pretend like I'm going to make the biggest order ever, and then we're just going to drive away and see how they react. So I started going like, yeah, we'll take 6 double cheeseburgers, 3 Big Macs, 8 large fries,
oh my God,
6 sweet teas, and I'm just going on. I went on, Jacob, just to make myself laugh for a good minute and a half. Just everything you can see on the menu, I ordered like 7 of each one.
Dick.
He never said anything, but I finally drove away. I was hoping he would just be really flustered by that, but
he didn't put down anything?
No. So then we went to cookout, and they were very fast and efficient. And I told Casey, because there's a cookout right next door to the original McDonald's we went through. I was like, Casey, we should probably just go to cookout. She goes, no, I really want McDonald's. I'm like, all right.
Who says that?
Casey says that every time.
Come on.
Cookout's way better.
Cookout's always the better choice.
It is, but I told her.
It's not nearly as packed as McDonald's usually.
I told her, I was like, we should have just gone to cookout. Originally, we would have saved like an hour.
Unless you go at like 1 or 2 a.m.
It's packed.
It's packed.
Yeah, it's the bars. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's fine. We didn't go to T-Bell today because you declined, unfortunately.
I did. I ate it Saturday, and I didn't really want to eat it again. I went to a different T-Bell. I went to the one in Cumming where we live.
Yeah.
I didn't like it nearly as much. It's
going on 14?
Not a good T-Bell, yeah.
Okay, I've been there a couple times. It's been good.
Did
you eat inside or take it to go?
I took it home. So
you took it all the way home from there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't go that far.
I was on the way home from the gym.
The Yim?
Yeah,
that LA Fitness right there?
I was at the gym. Yeah, I went to the gym, then I took Taco Bell home.
Nice.
That was my Saturday reward for working out.
I feel you. Mm-hmm. Totally necessary.
Yeah, but I didn't have time to stream Saturday, unfortunately, because I spending time with family. We went out to eat. It's a good time.
I understand. What was I doing Saturday? I was working. Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Yeah, I didn't hear from you yesterday, so.
Yeah, wait, yesterday was Saturday?
Yes.
Okay, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah, I was working, unfortunately. What were we talking about? Taco Bell. Yeah. It would have been my 3rd time this week having gone today, and I would have done it, but you weren't feeling it. I was disappointed.
And you get the same thing every time. That's what blows my mind.
It's delicious, man. I love it because I hit all my marks, like all the flavors I'd want personally from Taco Bell. I get them in that meal. That's why I traditionally get that.
This might have also been a factor for me, but this might shock you. But I think I'm getting a little sick of Taco Bell right now.
You take those fucking words.
I'm getting
back.
A little sick of it. I've been eating it for years and years, and just eating the same thing all the time.
I've been eating pizza my whole life. I'm getting kind of sick of it. See, that's what you sound like.
Okay, pizza's different. Pizza's up here, and tacos are, they're midway on the scale in terms of favorite foods.
I'll be blunt with you, Jacob. You're speaking straight blasphemy right now.
I mean, I'm just speaking the truth. I'm speaking the good word.
It hurt me a bit, Jacob. I know Preston would never dare say those words.
Preston would hate me right now if he heard me saying this.
Yeah, you're really upsetting me, Jacob.
Like for instance, right now my new kick is Panda Express. I can't get enough of Panda Express.
Panda Express, huh?
Oh yeah, I love the orange chicken, dude.
It's good orange chicken.
The fried rice. They have good fried rice, man, and they have really good chicken egg rolls.
They do. Chicken what?
Chicken egg rolls.
Okay, I thought you said chicken egg rolls.
Egg roll.
Yeah, that's what she said. I haven't been to Panda Express in a while. It effed me up a few times when I had it. I'm not opposed to going there, but obviously I'm dating Casey, and typically when I'm going out to eat, it's with Casey, and she hates Panda Express.
Well, I hate her.
Yeah, I hate her too.
How about that? Me too.
It's whatever. But I haven't had it in a while, but you saying that kind of makes me crave it a bit, Jacob.
You should try it again. I like it.
Maybe I will.
I mean, then again, I've always been like the like growing up, I was always the kid that loved to eat at the little Asian restaurants inside the malls, like the little strips, you know, where the food courts are.
Yeah, my mom got food poisoning from one of those in North Point Mall just recently.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, so that was it for me when I heard that. So no more.
I feel like Panda Express is a little more trustworthy.
I think so.
Big brand.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I do recommend it. It's been my jam lately.
Nice. Okay.
Actually, it's funny. I usually go like every Friday night after work. It's sort of like a little tradition I do now. But I enjoy it very much. And that's my spiel.
I like that spiel.
I like that word.
Yeah, it's a good one.
So what I played this week?
Yeah.
I played Overwatch, like I said. I've been nicking away a little tiny bit at Octopath Traveler in my free time when I have it. It's great. And I like it for many of the same reasons that I like. Well, no, I'm not going to compare it to that. That's a bad comparison. I'll just say that I like the atmosphere of the game. It's I love the art design. I love the music. And I've played as 2 characters so far. I was telling you a little bit before the podcast. I've completed Ophelia's story. She's the cleric. Well, when I say story, it's like their intro or their beginning before they group up with other adventurers for your like grand journey, I guess you could say. But hers was really cool. She can heal people. She can use holy magic, and she has this job ability called I think it's like lead or follow or something, where she can convince just regular townsfolks to go out on adventures with her, and they can help her in combat and whatnot. So just gives her a little edge in terms of fighting. Like if an enemy's not weak to, you know, her staff or her holy magic, then maybe the person you convince to follow you has an ability that the enemy is weak to. So that helps in combat. Then after I did that, I went on a little walkways towards the next town, and I met this guy named Cyrus, and he is a scholar, and I have yet to do any combat with him, but I'm trying to solve a mystery in his town with him, and it's very intriguing. So I'm happy. Cool. I'm gonna be excited to get back to it.
Yeah.
And his job ability is something. It's like interrogating people, and you can either get information out of them, or they reveal like hidden items on the map.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
now, what kind of hidden items are we talking about? Like potions and weapons and gear, like little trinkets?
Yeah, stuff like that. It's not like treasures or anything.
Treasure!
I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. I don't really look into them. But
okay.
Yeah, it's a good game. I like it a lot.
Do you want to take a moment of silence to revere the excellence that is Octopath Traveler while I filter out this air?
Yeah.
Cool, let's do it right now. Okay, we're back. Yeah, Octopath Traveler.
Do you edit that out or you just leave it in?
What? The pause?
Yeah.
No, I keep it in here. It's whatever. We can all take a moment of silence every now and then.
Yeah, I got
How about every time we take a moment of silence in this podcast, you guys take a moment of silence for anything that you think deserves it in your life or just in the world in general?
Maybe someone could write in and tell us what they think about during their moment of silence.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun.
I forgot to vibrate my phone.
Our weekly moment of silence for whatever's going on in our lives. Octopath Traveler's positive reviews have me very excited. I mean, I figured they'd be that positive. And,
I mean, it's only like criticism. Like its biggest criticism is that most of the travelers don't talk to each other. Like when you're going on and like when you're traveling and whatnot.
I've seen a singular counter argument to that. Someone saying that I think these reviewers haven't played all the way through the game when they review it, because I've played through all the way through the game, and the characters eventually do talk to each other a good bit. Okay. But that's only one person I've heard say that. So
maybe it's like when you're doing because you have to go through like all 8 characters and their beginnings basically, right. And I haven't gotten to the point where I see if like because Ophelia, like I'm doing Cyrus's now. I don't know if she's gonna join him for combat when I start doing that with him, or if like it's just going to be him until I complete his initial intro. Okay. So, and I don't know if like they start conversing after I move on to another city, or if maybe I get all 8, then they start talking. I don't know. But I mean, I'm just enjoying all of their intros so far. I mean, I've only done 2, like I said, but I mean, they're these 2 are very unique and different. So I'm excited to see what the other ones bring.
It's cool. I'm definitely even more interested than I was obviously just like very moderately interested before the game came out, because it's not totally my cup of tea. Those types of games.
It's not my cup of tea either. I don't play these kind of games.
I do want to play it, one, because of the positive reactions and everyone's praise for it. But secondly, it's just a great game to play on the go, as I've said. And
I just think it's beautiful.
Oh, yeah, it is really great to look at. I mean, I have minimal time to play games on the go at the moment. It'll be even worse when school starts back. But specifically when I go to PAX end of next month, I was thinking, I'll play Octopath on the way there and back. But
or you could become pro at Mario Tennis.
Yeah, that too. But I was thinking I still have Celeste to finish. And
oh, yeah, good call.
I'm like 25% through that now.
Finish that. Yeah.
I need to finish it because that game's just so awesome. So I want to get through that. I'll probably finish that before I pick up a new Switch game, which will inevitably be Fortnite, of course.
I was thinking about playing Celeste on or Celeste, I should say.
Yeah, Celeste
on stream one night.
That'd be a great one.
A couple of people on stream were trying to get me to play it.
Well, maybe we should swap off that HD60X you have. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we should swap that off and
I can leave it here.
That'd be cool because I would totally do some Celeste and even Octopath. I bet it'd be fun. Do they have any streaming restrictions on that one?
No.
Yeah, that'd be a fun one to do. Yeah, Celeste would be awesome, especially coming off of Ori. It'd be cool. So I do have to get through.
Yeah, I would have to play it on a PC if I was going to stream it because I can't stream a console.
Here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you know how to, I mean, I can look this up on YouTube, but I like hearing from my friends first. Do you know how to properly and like remove a motherboard and install a new one in a PC?
Yeah.
Is it fairly difficult? Is it tedious? It seems like
it can be depending how much space you have. And I mean, it's different with every computer, right?
Right. I have the proper components courtesy of Preston.
You're going to need a screwdriver.
You're going to need one of those things called a screwdriver and some hammer and nails.
You don't want hammer and nails.
Some super glue.
Please don't hammer.
Here's what you do. You rip out the old one and you super glue the new one into any spot you like in there.
Then you just take 5 nails, you nail them down anywhere you want, and smash them.
You nail down the CPU to the motherboard and then nail the the GPU into it as well.
Let me know how that works.
And then you run some RCA cables out of your graphics card to your television screen.
No, you plug them into the outlet.
Oh, the power outlet. Yeah, correct. Yeah. Okay, that's super easy then. I'll just do that later today.
And then the power outlet, it powers like a GPS signal straight to your TV.
Okay, maybe I'll watch them because I even if Preston walked me through it, I would want to do it myself. But I like having someone walk me through it as I'm doing it. Because if I'm not doing it myself, I will never retain it.
It might be tricky for us to get together to do it one day this week because I'm a little more busy this week than I usually am. But I'm still gonna have time to stream.
Yeah, but Preston slammed too, so I won't worry about it this week.
I don't know, maybe a video it might be your best bet if you want to do it this week. Did you get a new motherboard?
I got the motherboard, got the CPU, the cooler.
Wow. So now I'm the guy with the shitty PC.
Yeah, bitch. No, I was just tired of it's primarily I wanted to upgrade for streams because my streams are a little grainy and Hunt specifically.
Yeah, I mean I stream in 720.
Yeah, Hunt specifically already is very, very CPU demanding. Now, when I'm just playing by myself, it runs very smoothly. But when I'm on stream, a lot of frames drop and everything. So
I mean, streaming and playing a game at the same time is a lot for a computer.
Oh, yeah. So I wanted to beef it out just specifically for streams, but also just in general to run games better. So
yeah. Here in the next couple of weeks, I'm probably going to make some upgrades too.
Excellent. Yeah, forget the car, man. Go with the PC. In the long run, you're going to get way more enjoyment out of it anyway.
I'll be able to get both this year.
Drive the car until it completely dies.
That's what I've basically done.
That's what I would do.
It makes a lot of noises that it shouldn't right now. So, but I love my car.
That's great. As long as you're having the oil change and everything, I think you'll be just fine.
That's what I do, yeah.
So
I've kept good care of it.
Cool. I'm glad to hear it. That's been a faithful vehicle.
A whole Lexi.
Now, we all have our embarrassing moments with our vehicles. I have plenty to share of my own, but I think the funniest one I've ever heard of is when you got called out of class our first period of whatever class we were in high school.
What an idiot.
Where not only was your car still on in the parking lot, but your door was open.
Yeah.
Like, there's a Lexus in the parking lot whose car is running with the door open, and it ended up being you. Had to take the walk of shame.
They knew it was me because we all had like our assigned parking spots at school.
Yeah. That is the funniest thing.
Do you remember who you parked by?
I parked close to...
you don't have to say their last name.
No. I parked close to Chelsea.
Oh, the hot one?
That one, yeah. And a couple other people. I can't remember his names. David, filmmaker David.
Okay.
I have no we used to do when it was me, Zach Bynum, Zach Rivera, and I think maybe even the third Zach sometimes, where we would sit we'd get there so early, we'd be there about half an hour early before class started. We'd sit in the parking lot in my car just listening to music and stuff. And every time someone would walk by, my windshield wiper in the back window was bent weird, so it would spray out like a water fountain. And every time people would walk by, we'd squirt people with it. They'd freak out.
Asshole.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty mean, but they just get soaked on their way into the school. We were total bullies. Now that I think
Damn,
about it.
meddling kids.
Yeah, but that was a lot of fun squirting people, especially when it was cold outside, squirting people in the morning. So good times.
Man,
That parking lot, man, great times.
you're talking about the one that was kind of in that little divot.
ditch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ditch
Down the hill. So
I haven't been up to that school since we left.
it is profoundly different.
Yeah, I've
They have
heard that it's
completely. Have
very
you seen
different.
pictures of it?
No.
The renovations are mind-blowing. It looks like a high school out of a movie.
Wait, I have seen, but it's been a while.
Yeah, it looks like one of those cool movie high schools.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm so jealous of the kids that are going to high
Why
school.
couldn't have
right
we
now.
been here?
I know, I was so mad. I was like, man, I'd be stoked to go to high school if the school looked like that.
Oh, let's not get carried away.
It's
still a
let's dial it
shithole.
back a bit, man. Yeah, high school. That's what's funny about high school. I really didn't have any problems in high school. I loved it, man. I have nothing but great memories from high school.
How many years has it been since we graduated?
And graduated in, you and I graduated in 2003.
7.
So
2003.
you and I are 40, man.
God.
2003, we would be in our 30s, I believe. Late 30s, probably.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, 2011 is when Jacob and I graduated high school.
Same class.
Same class.
Same school.
You're technically should have graduated the year before us.
Yep. I'm older than most people in the class.
You're the old man of the group.
I'm about to turn, before we do our next podcast, I'll be 26.
Oh, wait, your birthday's the 27th, right?
I think. I mean, yes, it is.
I think that's my
I
birthday.
think,
It's funny. I forget my age all the time.
yeah, I'll be.
Whenever people ask me, I have to think about it really hard. I either think
I
I'm
don't care
23,
anymore.
24, or 25.
I usually say like 25 or 26. I always get them mixed up.
Mhm.
But now I'll be 26.
Okay. Man, nearing 30. It's kind of weird.
I don't really care. I don't want to celebrate it.
I
Or
hate
anything.
my
There's
birthday,
nothing
dude. I hate
important about it now.
I've said this before, if I can get through the day with very little people other than my parents telling me happy birthday, it's a success.
No, I know you hate it.
It also annoys me when other people overly celebrate their birthdays. Like, by all means,
It's
celebrate.
like, hey
it if you
guys,
want
it's my
to.
birthday. Send me some love.
I'm like, sorry, man. I don't care if it's my own mother's birthday, dude. I love my mother, but I don't get excited about birthdays. Okay, you were born this day. Great. I will celebrate those people. That's what annoys me about birthdays. You can celebrate someone the same way any day of the year. Why does the specific day matter?
It's just a day for someone to feel special.
It's just a day. But I can make someone feel special the day after, day before, and it's still
Maybe
be
you
the
just
same
haven't
thing.
been made special enough, Garrett.
That's the thing.
You don't know what it means.
I just hate the attention. I don't like the attention at all.
Some people love
That's
it.
why I hid my birthday on Facebook. No one tells me happy birthday on Facebook anymore.
Well, I'll
It's
tell
amazing.
you happy birthday.
Please don't.
I always
Because then
do.
it draws other people like, oh. Then other people start saying
I'm going
it.
to say it all over my Facebook wall.
Because then you have to do that thing where you're like, hey guys, thanks for the birthday wishes.
You don't have to.
I'm almost tempted to be like,
You just gotta-
don't tell me happy
Just
birthday.
go through like them.
Yeah,
It's easy.
I guess, but it's so tedious.
I got you.
Told you I haven't deleted Facebook because I'm afraid employers are going to think I'm a serial killer or something. So I'm on Facebook.
Yeah, you got to keep Facebook. You just don't check it.
As we've learned this week, though, you got to be careful about what we say a decade ago. Because you never know what's going to happen.
Crazy,
We'll
right?
talk about the James Gunn thing here in a little bit.
Yeah. But let's get back on what I was playing before I forget. Not that anyone really cares that much, but I also played Mario Tennis this week. We played it on stream last week. We didn't talk about it because it was the same day that we did the podcast. But that was a lot of fun, right? I had a good time playing Mario Tennis and Mario Kart.
Oh, that was amazing. I would love to do that again
Yeah,
soon.
can we do it again sometime soon?
Do it this week sometime.
Yeah, we can talk about it later, but maybe what days would work best for you?
I'll have to double check, but definitely in the middle of the week sometime for sure.
Okay. I couldn't do Wednesday.
Yeah, probably maybe Tuesday, probably Thursday.
Okay.
Probably.
Yeah, Thursday would be really good for me, actually.
Okay.
So we'll plan for that now. Maybe or maybe not. It won't happen.
Yeah.
But
we'll promote it at least a couple days in advance. Again.
yeah. But hopefully one day this week, guys, we'll have one Mario theme stream. Or Switch theme stream, I should say. But besides that, I played a little Mario Tennis at Evans again on Friday night. Yeah, Friday night. Good time. I've officially mained Bowser. He's my main.
Yeah, he's got that powerful shot.
He's
man.
fucking dirty, man.
He is.
Goodness.
I will combat you with a speedy character, and I will defeat you, Jacob.
Speaking of speedy characters, I played through a tournament yesterday, just when I had a little free time before I went out with my parents. And if you just compete in a tournament, whether you lose or not, you unlock Koopa Trooper, just as a character for the month of July. and he's a speedy character, and he's very unique because instead of running around, he rolls around in a shell to get to balls that are far away.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, instead of because Toad and Yoshi are also fast, but they're boring. They walk, but Koopa, he spins around, dude. He's really cool.
That's pretty groovy.
And I used him, and I got to the semifinals in a tournament. Then a guy that was using Rosalina kicked my ass, dude. Like up until that point, I had destroyed 3 people in the tournament. Then I got to freaking Rosalina. I've never been beaten so bad in my life. And she doesn't have crazy curve shots, but if you predict when her shot's gonna curve wrong, it's almost impossible to use your right stick to get to it.
Yeah.
And I just got played so many times, and it was very frustrating.
She's a tough one.
Yeah, and I feel like she's much better than Boo now because I feel like Boo got nerfed a little bit.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
And also, who else? I saw a post on Twitter that also Bowser Jr. was made worse. I don't know how good he was.
Okay,
but I beat someone trying to use him. But the tournament was fun in that game. I wish I had more time to put into it. But I'm currently grinding WoW right now, and that's where all my time is really being put into, Garrett. I've pretty much gotten everything that I want to at this point. Besides, my plan is to level up another character before the expansion comes out, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that because in order to pick the certain race of the character that I want, I have to earn reputation through a faction in the game, and it's going to take me probably another week to do that at least. And after that, I mean, I'm gonna have to level from 20 to 110, and I'm not sure if I can do that before August 14th when the expansion comes out because I'm gonna be going on vacation for a week too. And I just don't know if there's enough time, but I'm gonna try to do it.
I like that news that you shared about the price tags being dropped and just a monthly payment now. Correct?
Yeah. All you got to do now is just pay the $15 a month, and you also have to buy the new expansions when they come out.
Yeah, if I had the time to invest in World of Warcraft, I wouldn't even hesitate to play that. I mean, $15 a month is not asking a lot at all, I think. Yeah. But yeah, if I had the time, man, I'd love to get into that. After all these years,
it's a perfect checklist game.
After all these years, man, I would love to get into it. Just so much to explore, so much to see, stories to tell.
It's great, man.
Memories to make together. I already have one on the back of your elephant.
Yeah,
and everyone,
I still have that elephant.
Everyone was asking for a ride. I was like, F off, find your own.
It's funny, the character I want to make, it's called a Void Elf, and they look very similar to the Blood Elves that we played.
Okay,
but
what makes them different?
They're more purpled skin, they have void eyes, and they have darker hair.
Nice.
But they basically have the same body posture as a Blood Elf.
I don't know what race I'd be for real if I jumped into WoW.
I mean, there's a lot of options. You gotta go
Didn't you say you can change your race at any time?
You can. You have to pay money, though.
How much are we talking?
I think it's 15.
Okay.
It might be more, though. Blizzard likes to inflate those prices on their services.
Play into what gear you can equip and such, or is it just your class?
Your class does that, yeah.
Okay, so if I was a Blood Elf...
You have racial abilities, but they're very, minor.
So if I was a Blood Elf mage... and I switched to an Orc mage, I could still wear the same gear I had equipped.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Your gear is exclusively tied to your class. For example, a warrior would wear plate armor, a hunter wears mail, I think, and a rogue wears leather. Then a mage wears cloth. There's so many different kinds of armor. I could talk to you all day about WoW.
Dude, I believe it.
I'm sure most people don't really want to hear that. So I know a lot of people have been playing WoW though. They come and stream and they tell me they're playing WoW before the new expansion. So I like to think that I'm kind of, influencing people wanting to play WoW.
You want to hear something crazy?
Yeah.
I will never do this. I'm just speaking out of my ass here, but obviously there are podcasts dedicated to certain games. Obviously, I'm sure there's many World of Warcraft podcasts, and there's probably a predominant one.
There's a few. There used to be a lot more.
Imagine if we were the forerunners of the Hunt Showdown podcast.
It's an idea.
If I had someone to do it with, man, maybe a couple people, I get a strong feeling it would be very popular.
Have you looked for any?
I haven't. There's a lot of people. I'm on the Discord now. There's about 7,000 people on there, so I know the game's growing. And as I mentioned, the COG video I did for the 5 tips for Hunt Showdown that are sort of outdated now because the game's had so many updates. But thankfully, I wrote it in a way that it's the very most basic of basic tips to be half decent at the game.
Hold on. Let me interrupt you. Do they have a place where you can post content on that Discord?
Yes, they do.
Have you posted that video?
I haven't because I know everyone would be like, this is so stupid because it's outdated now. So, but people that naturally find it on YouTube seem to like it a lot. It's been growing a lot because the game's growing. But
well, if we ever make like a Hunt Showdown video, or you just want to make one because you're interested in it, that might be a good place to advertise it.
I thought I could. I see a lot of people posting tips videos on there already. So I feel like I'd be adding to the noise at this point. But I feel like
maybe you got to sell yourself a little bit. I don't know.
I feel like a very basic "what is Hunt Showdown" type video would be good. But then again, Crytek themselves already have all those videos just broken into chunks if people really want to look into it. But I don't know.
Maybe tips to be more effective.
There's a lot of those already. There's like very, very specific ones too, like how to properly lead your shots in Hunt Showdown with this specific rifle, or how to do this. And it's like, it gets very tedious because that game can be way deeper than it may seem on the surface. But I don't know, it's just a thought I had, like starting a podcast about a relatively small game that's not rapidly, but growing steadily. I feel like over time it could probably be something.
Yeah. But speaking of Harley, I'm going to give Harley a shout out here. Not only did she buy you...
She's doing a double shout out this week.
Yeah. Not only did she buy you Overwatch, which is incredible for someone in our community just to buy one of us a game. That's awesome. And but I saw her and J-Rev on WoW last night.
Wow.
So wow.
Yeah.
Just a little shout out there. Not
You
sure
were excited
if they wanted.
well?
I was just shocked. I didn't expect either of them to play. I think J-Rev, he's trying to. He's also a moderator for our stream. Believe it or not, we have a couple of those. So shout out to our mods.
Nice. What do they do exactly?
What do they do?
Yeah.
They have the ability to. Well, they moderate the chat basically, which means they're the overlords. They make sure nothing's out of.
I've had to time out a few people in my streams in the past.
Yeah, that's where they would come in.
Yeah, cool.
But they can ban people. They can time people out.
Mm-hmm. I feel really bad about that, but it's amazing how quickly someone can sabotage a Twitch chat.
Oh yeah.
So, and we're so small too. I can't imagine what some of the bigger streamers deal with.
Oh yeah.
But
that's where mods come in. Like they have so much going on that they can't really deal with that.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Like at our stay, we don't need moderators, but just fun having them.
Exciting to have some.
Yeah.
I know Mr. Maybe wants one of those spots.
Yeah, he does.
Why don't you grant it to him?
He's usually not on when I stream. He is sometimes. And I usually just forget. I know also Handsome Jack wants to be a moderator, but he's always there. I probably should grant it to him.
You mean Lex?
Lex?
His name's Alex, but I called him Lex that one time by accident.
Oh, yeah. I always call him Alex.
What's up, Lex?
I'm not even sure if his name's Alex. I just call him Alex.
It is Alex.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
That's good to know.
He's also handsome.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
But that's what I played this week, man. Do you have anything to add to that fire?
I don't think so. It's just Assassin's Creed, Siege, and Hunt Showdown for me.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
That was it, man. You want to get into some news?
Yeah, tell me about that Comic-Con.
Yeah, I haven't looked at any gaming news this week, believe it or not. But I've kept up half decently with Comic-Con, so we'll talk about some of that stuff. I've just bullet points on my phone for stuff to talk about. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is the It's Obvious podcast where my best friends and I gather every single week to discuss video games and movies and stuff, like today talking about Comic-Con. If you're listening to this podcast anywhere on the internet besides youtube.com/ItsObviousGaming, you should come to that place and subscribe if you're willing. Of course, we're still trying to grow on YouTube and growing on Twitch at the moment. So if you also haven't subscribed on or followed on twitch.tv/ItsObviousGaming, we'd love for you to stop by there as well.
Preferably when we're live.
Yeah, throw us a follow or subscribe if you have a Twitch Prime account and you've yet to give away your free subscription and are willing to throw it our way. We greatly appreciate it.
And you also have to do that every month. It doesn't renew.
Yeah, well, we'll worry about that when the time comes. But the initial subscription would be awesome if you're willing to grant it to us.
Oh, yeah.
What else do I have to say? All that information, by the way, is found in the description of every single YouTube video we've ever done. Anywhere you're listening to the podcast, there's a description in some form on that podcast that you can find, and all that information is linked below. You can find us there.
Yeah. Join our Discord.
Yeah, join our Discord. Come hang out there.
There's a lot of cool folks.
Oh, yeah.
Including us.
Yeah, I highly encourage everyone to join the Discord because we have a crap ton of fun each week in and week out discussing all matters of things.
Mm-hmm.
I rarely have anything to say, but I appreciate everyone hanging, and I like seeing the stuff everyone posts and shares.
I don't really like to think like it's our place to really chat with people. I feel like it's a place that I like to think that it's a place where people that like watching our content can gather and meet people, make friends, and discuss our content, I guess.
That's
kind of like how I think about it.
I like talking movies and music on there. My favorite channel is still Pace's Storefront VR channel. It's my favorite place to hang out.
Yeah.
Jacob's Breasts was funnily enough, the first channel I made on our Discord.
Did you say funnily?
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Maybe I did. Is that a word?
Yeah. Sometimes I say funner. But that's not a word either.
Funnily.
I don't think funnily is a word.
It is.
It's a word?
Yeah.
Really?
Here it is right here. Ready?
Funnily.
Does it mean what you think it means?
Yep. It is
It's not like a way to
strange or amusing way.
It's not like a way to funnel things.
No, funnily enough, Jacob's Breasts was the first channel I made on Discord. Not before.
Was it?
Well, general's automatically there, I think, but before I made like Ask IOG or gaming or movies, I made Jacob's Breasts. So,
and that's one of the
designated exercise channel.
It's probably the least used channel.
Yeah, so I always love stopping by there. It's great.
Every once in a while, someone will pop in and say something about fitness.
Yeah.
I don't really feel like I'm at a position to give advice.
What do you mean you're not at a position? You look at you, Jacob.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
What do you mean you don't know? Look at your body, Jacob. How do you not know?
I've always worked out to just better myself. Like a lot of times I don't know what I'm doing, you know? I know.
You're one of those guys you see in those videos at the gym where you like strap a rope around your neck and like pull the whole bar with your head. One of those guys.
Those gym fail videos.
You're like in all these gym fail videos, but it works because you're jacked.
Yeah.
So I do things really weird at the gym, dude.
I think it's mostly I'm just modest and I don't want to sound like I'm wrong or like give misinformation. So I just don't really put input into it.
We should make some workout videos on our channel of you.
Yeah.
Giving some tips.
Tips and tricks.
Make them comedic in a way.
Yeah.
Just call it Jacob's Breasts.
Welcome back to Jacob's Breasts. Today we are doing some neck pulls. Now you're gonna want a firm neck to do these because you don't want to have a little shriveled neck because you're gonna snap it right in half. You don't want that because you're gonna die. We'll just go into the actual exercise. We'll make it as ridiculous as possible.
Okay.
You're gonna want to really snap your neck. Get
snap it really
some good
hard.
Contractions.
Make sure you practically break it. That's how you get the most.
And make sure someone's standing behind you with no pants. By the way, they got to be.
Yeah, your partner cannot wear pants while you do this. It's very dangerous.
As least clothes as humanly possible.
Okay.
And they're gonna need to hold your neck so you don't snap it. You got to have someone spotting you.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah,
that's another idea we'll discuss as we move forward. Anyway, let's get into the news stories. Comic-Con happened. I believe it's concluded by now.
Nice.
Let me pull up my notes here.
I watched a couple trailers.
There's like 4 billion things that happened there, but I pulled up some of the stuff that would interest us.
Okay.
Well, first and foremost, this wasn't Comic-Con related, but what did you think of Nathan Fillion's Uncharted short film?
I thought it was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. I enjoyed it.
Reminded me just of the game. I mean, it looks like you were just behind Nathan Drake.
I also liked how what's his name from Avatar was in there. Who everyone wanted to play Cable at first. I just can't remember his name.
I don't know.
Something Lee. Lee's his last name, I believe.
Lee.
That old guy, but I thought he played a pretty solid Sully. I could see.
Oh
him
wait,
playing
you're
Sully.
talking about the guy at the Avatar, the Airbender?
No, Avatar, the movie, James Cameron,
the general guy.
That guy.
Okay,
yeah,
I know who he is now. Yeah,
I bought him as Sully. I actually didn't even finish it when they got to Elena. For some reason, I was just over it by the end. I don't know why. I just turned it off. But I really enjoyed Nathan Fillion as Nathan Drake. I thought he nailed the charisma and sort of the, in a way, some of the mannerisms and the way he would say certain things, the way he delivered some of the lines. I'm like, yeah, that's definitely Nathan Drake.
I kind of wish that he was in the movie that they're making.
Yeah, probably never happened, unfortunately. But it's Tom Holland, I think, is still attached unless enough fan outcry happens. Like, oh no, we need to do this. But
yeah, not too many updates on that front in terms of the movie.
I gotta say, as much as I like Tom Holland, I'm not totally interested in the idea of a young Nathan Drake movie.
I'm not either.
Not really feeling it.
Yeah, it's not what I want.
So, yeah, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty cool. I don't know if they'll do another one of those, but it'd be a cool little. I think he just said he did it for fun because he loves the character, but
yeah,
it'd be cool to see that blossom into something greater than it is.
Yeah, and it got Naughty Dog's attention. They complimented him.
Did they? I didn't see that.
They did.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
very cool.
I think they tweeted him.
Nice.
Or they tweeted at the video. I don't know. I just heard that they did. I didn't actually see it myself.
Yeah. Solid fan film. Way better than anything I could ever produce. That was great.
Never say never.
Yeah, not ready to say never, but at the moment, no way. It looked quite expensive to make too.
Yeah, it did.
Speaking of Nathan Drake, and his voice actor Nolan North is now officially. This is so ironic, and now officially voicing Nathan Fillion's character from Destiny, Cade 6.
Yeah, and it's funny though because Cade 6 he's dying.
He's dying.
So
And also, he's the voice of Ghost as well. So
yeah, he'll keep returning to that role. But
now
I wonder why Nathan Fillion didn't. Why he's not doing
I think it was a time thing.
Yeah.
It was a time thing. I can't remember. It may have been the Uncharted thing.
Yeah,
or maybe
I didn't look
something
too
else
much
that
into it.
Ate up his time. But I wonder if Nolan North will do an impression of Nathan Fillion, or will he just put his own spin on the Cade?
Well, I've heard that he does. Like it's almost like you can't really tell
A difference.
Different,
yeah, they are pretty similar as far as their voices.
And again, I just I listen to some Destiny podcasts sometimes, and that's what someone said on that podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't heard it myself because I haven't played any of the Forsaken yet. I know you have, but I don't know if Cade was in the Gambit.
I didn't
mode.
play any story stuff.
Yeah,
so
there's no Cade in Gambit. That would make sense, I guess.
Yeah. So,
but I know a lot of people have played that initial story mission to begin the DLC, and they said that it's fine. It's not like egregious where you're like, whoa, why does Cade sound like a woman? Like it's not like egregious. So
yeah, I'm not worried about it. I just thought it was kind of funny.
I mean, he's only going to be there for like a mission, so I don't think it'd be a huge deal if it was bad.
That's fine with me. What do you think of this? I haven't actually watched it yet. I've just heard about it. The No Man's Sky Next update. Some of the things that come to mind are you can build bases on any planet. You can build them on any terrain. You can build them underwater. You can make racetracks. You can.
I thought you could already build bases.
You could, but now they're more expanded. There's like a ton, literally thousands of more pieces you can use. You can now play in third person, which is kind of cool.
That is cool.
I kind of like first person at the game. I mean, I think having the option is cool, but I like the idea of first person because that scope feels so big. Like you really do feel like you're in that world in first person.
I prefer a third.
You do?
In most games that I play, yeah.
Interesting.
But we didn't mention that they're putting multiplayer in.
Multiplayer is officially going to be a part of it. You can play with up to 4 players, I believe. You can go to each other's freighters. You can help each other build things. People can edit bases together, which is kind of cool.
It's pretty crazy how far this game's come now.
And what's even cooler is that if you're playing co-op with people, you can fly to another galaxy, onto another planet, and your other friends can still exist in that same universe as you on different planets at the same time.
That's crazy.
Apparently there's a revamped combat. In space and on the ground.
Yeah, actually sounds compelling.
New alien types. I'm definitely interested. If I were to dabble in it again, I think I just want to rebuy it on PC.
Is it on PC?
I think. I mean, originally maybe it was only PS4, but why would they not do PC as well?
I've never cared enough to think.
Yeah, I'll have to look into it, but I think it sounds cool. I'd be up for trying to get. I think it'd be fun to stream too and just kind of experience what it's all about now.
Let's not get carried away, Garrett.
But I'm going to keep an eye and an ear out for that. And see how it goes. See how people are liking it.
I'm glad people are excited for that game again.
Yeah,
seems like they're making a lot of good changes.
And really commend Hello Games and Sean Murray for sticking to it because they got nothing but hate for so long and were the butt of every joke for a while.
And they still are.
Yeah, predominantly. But the fact that they stuck to it and improved their game in spite of all that is admirable.
I mean, I think they have a really good chance to win a lot of people back. I think. I mean, there's of course there's people that are just not going to come back like me. That they just don't want to play it
too. So if people still have it, then it's easy to jump in.
People are gonna. Lots of people are gonna come back for that. Will it be me? Meh.
I still believe that game has potential to be something truly special in time, and I think next is the next right step. I'll say, pun definitely intended for the game. So. Yeah, we talked about the World of Warcraft subscription fee. That's pretty cool. According to another headline, Fortnite has garnered over $1 million in the last year or a few years or something.
I think it's just total.
Yeah, currently. That's the word on the street.
It's insane.
That is unbelievable.
Actually insane.
That's incredible. Best game ever made, obviously.
It's a good
because
game.
of that. It's made that much money, so that means it's the best game ever made.
You're right, yeah.
I love it so much. It's my favorite.
When was the last time you played?
I love, it's even better than the game itself, the culture surrounding it.
Yeah?
It's my favorite thing in gaming.
You're being very sarcastic, aren't you?
I mean, I truly mean all of this.
Yeah.
Now, I was joking about my mother's birthday comment earlier. I hope no one actually took me seriously when I said that. I, of course, love celebrating my mother's birthday.
That's very random.
I think people take me too seriously sometimes. I notice a lot, especially in public, if I make jokes with a straight face, people think I'm serious.
Oh yeah, I do the same. I'm very sarcastic like you are, and it happens. Like, especially with my parents, sometimes I'll say like something sarcastic. They'll be like, "What?" It's like, it's a joke, guys.
Yeah, so I got to be careful of some of the jokes I make.
I wanted to say something. Fortnite. I was watching last night. There was this Red Bull event called the. Oh God,
Is this the one where Ninja lost or something?
Yeah, he was in it last night.
Okay.
Basically, it was like him on a little stage, him and this guy named Dr. Lupo. And they were playing together like in a little Red Bull tournament, and it like went through the night. It was like it's like play till dawn or something. I don't know. But it was really cringy, dude. It was bad.
It was cringy.
Just everyone, like the lady, like his wife was going around like interviewing people. So
Whose
cringy.
wife?
Ninja's wife.
Yeah, so he's married?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. But she was like the interviewer for the night, and she was like going around interviewing like all the people that were playing. And there was
just have like no experience doing this. Or
I mean, it wasn't her that was cringy; it was the people she was interviewing.
Ah,
There was this one guy speaking. He was like doing all these things with his arms when he was speaking. It was the most cringy thing I've ever seen.
you're scaring me, man. I don't want to see. I bet there's a compilation out already.
There should be soon.
Okay.
But and just Ninja on stage, sometimes he was pretty cringy too, just because he was like on stage not knowing what to say sometimes, because there would like be like long drags in between games, so they'd have to like stall and just talk to the crowd or something. It was.
So what's
very
everyone
weird.
up to?
Yeah, and he was like talking about Pokemon Go because they were in between stops or something, and he was just doing weird, awkward things, and it was a little cringy, so I had to turn it off.
Yeah, I can't watch stuff like that.
I just like checking out things sometimes just to see how they go.
You know what
Twitch.
makes me cringe a little bit? I had to turn off a podcast earlier this week because they had a guest come on for an interview. It was like a phone interview. And it's the type of guest that doesn't use their brain enough to think, man, I shouldn't take up too much of their time because they're probably trying to move on to the next thing. And there was just this guy they were interviewing who just wouldn't shut up, and they kept trying to move on, and he just wouldn't stop talking. And I couldn't handle it. I had to turn it off.
Yeah.
One, because it was a terrible listening experience because I didn't care about what this person had to do with to begin with.
Yeah.
But they just kept going and going and going, and it was awful.
I'm sorry.
So
Sorry I had to listen to that.
yeah, I turned it off swiftly.
Some people aren't meant for camera.
He wasn't on camera; he's just on the phone.
Some people aren't meant for phones.
Yeah, they couldn't get him off the phone. How do you feel about the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie coming?
I don't even know what that is, Garrett.
Okay, I'll bring
So
you up
tell
to
me
speed.
about it.
The DCEU has officially been rebranded to Worlds of DC, which I think that inherently insinuates that it is no longer meant to be a total continuation of, say, what did they start with again? Man of Steel. It was originally, like Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, Wonder Woman, Justice League, Suicide Squad were all based in the same universe. I think going forward, they're just going to drop that and just make hopefully good DC movies that aren't totally connected. And I'm sure some of them will be, but not all of them.
So you think they're going to drop this whole Justice League thing?
Oh yeah, that's dead. I think for sure. I mean, they'll inevitably make another Justice League movie, but I think there will be probably a new Batman. Wonder Woman will still be around. Aquaman will probably still be around. Hopefully Ezra Miller, because I liked Ezra Miller's The Flash, will be around. There will inevitably be a new Batman, though.
Jumping a little ahead, the Aquaman trailer, I thought it was pretty decent.
We haven't talked about Joker yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about Joker.
Just kidding. Aquaman does look cool. I'm excited to talk about that. Anyway, Joaquin Phoenix is officially, it was rumored for a while, has officially been cast as Joker in an origin movie. So, and Jared Leto apparently is having his own Joker movie too, which I guess they can get away with because, like I mentioned, they're doing the worlds of DC now, so there can be multiple dimensions of, like, this version of Joker and that version of Joker.
I don't like this at all.
Yeah, it's whatever, but I like the idea of Joaquin Phoenix playing the Joker because he undoubtedly has the talent to do so.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine, but how can you have two Jokers at one time?
I know, it's kind of weird. That's the thing. As much as I believe that Jared Leto deserves another shot at portraying the Joker, I think the director and the writing did not help with Suicide Squad. I don't think he was given a fair shot. Because I could see the potential there, but some of the stuff he did, I just wasn't into at all.
I liked how he looked.
Yeah, he looked pretty cool.
I liked the style they took there, but I just didn't like how it kind of turned out, I guess.
Yeah, I think he deserves one more shot, but Joaquin Phoenix, thankfully for his sake, has a fresh slate. I think Todd Phillips is directing.
So it's going to be a Joker movie.
A Joker origin movie.
Okay. Have we ever had one of those?
We've had, well, sort of. We had the Killing Joke animation come out, which kind of...
Yeah, but not
it was okay. It had some questionable stuff at the beginning, but the latter half of it was okay.
Okay.
But yeah, Joker's origin, or one of his origins, the most popular and most revered, is the Killing Joke origin, which they may or may not do. I kind of like to see something new, but I'm not opposed to them doing the Killing Joke. But I think Joaquin Phoenix could be awesome. So I'm excited to see that. It comes out next October.
Oh, wow.
So very soon.
Okay.
That's
You mean
cool.
this October or in
Following
2019?
October.
Okay.
19, yeah.
Have they began shooting?
I think they begin in September,
Okay.
maybe next month or very soon after that. So
Very cool.
yeah, there's more details to it. That's the basic gist, that Joaquin is cast and he is playing a Joker in the origin movie. But you mentioned Aquaman. Tell me how you feel about the trailer.
I think it looks pretty good. It kind of surprised me. Of course, there's a lot of CGI, but what do you expect? I mean,
Yeah, if a movie based entirely underwater, it's going
Yeah.
to be very CG heavy.
I like some of the characters I saw. I think there's lots of bright colors going on. I enjoyed that. That's something that always compels to me, is seeing a lot of colors in movies. What else?
A lot of fish people,
Yeah, a lot of fish
a
people.
lot of fish creatures.
I like the scene where at the beginning when he was a little kid and the kids pushed him into the glass and all the fish like gathered around him.
Yeah,
That
it was pretty
really
cool. Mm-hmm.
But what do you think about it, man?
I think the trailer looks awesome. I'm a huge fan of James Wan. I think he's one of the best directors working at the moment. Obviously, he's done some killer stuff with horror, but I know he directed, if I'm not mistaken, one of the Fast movies. I think it was Fast 6
Okay.
or 7.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
One of the two. They're all getting mixed up now. But James Wan is an awesome director. So I have high hopes in Aquaman as far as the direction. Hopefully the script was well enough for him to direct an awesome movie. But from the trailer, I think it looks awesome. I really like Jason Momoa. He's very charismatic on screen as Arthur Curry, the Aquaman. So I'm excited to see his journey in the movie. But visual effects look cool. I think it just looks insane in a good way.
Yeah, I like Jason Momoa too. I think he's a perfect Aquaman.
Yeah. It'll be very... I liked him in Justice League. As much as I disliked the movie overall, I thought Jason Momoa... I mean, the cast was, I thought, great in Justice League. I just think the story and some of the visual effects, too, were just really bad in Justice League. And it was just a rush job. But the characters themselves I liked.
Yeah, I think I kind of picked up on this as I was watching the trailer, but it seems to have like a tiny bit of comedic effect in it. And I'm hoping that fits, or that's how the movie is, basically.
I think it fits Jason Momoa's personality.
I'm not saying that doesn't fit him. I'm
especially.
just hoping the movie isn't like countering that, where it's like a super serious movie, then like they throw in these stupid jokes somewhere in it. I don't know.
I'm sure.
Does that make sense?
I'm sure they're aware that. I mean, any superhero movie at the end of the day is a ridiculous concept to accept.
I feel like they
totally take
need
seriously.
them.
I think Batman, depending on how it's written, can be taken seriously, like the Dark Knight trilogy, for example. I mean, there's some funny stuff in those movies, but
I feel like you need it with Aquaman though, because how
with
ridiculous
Aquaman, it is totally ridiculous. So they, I think it's going to be pretty good. I have a good feeling about it. I could be wrong about that, of course, but from the looks of it, I have a good feeling about it.
Yeah. Do you know when that movie's slated?
When it's coming out?
Yeah.
21st of December.
Interesting.
So Christmas movie. Yeah. I would love to see. I think that would be an awesome Christmas Day movie.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, before we move on, before I forget, James Wan directed Fast 7.
7. Okay, that was the one.
He's directed a lot of good movies, actually.
Yeah, he did Conjuring.
He's doing The Nun.
He did Conjuring 1.
Did you know he's doing The Nun?
And 2. Yeah, he's producing The Nun.
Oh. Well, that's
he directed Conjuring 1 and 2, Insidious 1.
Saw.
I think he did Insidious 2 as well. Maybe he didn't. Maybe it was just the first one.
He's got a pretty good discography here.
He's one of the best horror directors out at the moment, or working at the moment. I hope he does more horror. I think he's just mostly producing horror stuff now.
He was also in what is it called? Let me see if has he been in? No, I'm thinking of someone else. Never mind. Forgive me.
Who are you thinking?
I thought he looked like someone from American Pie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome director. Movie looks cool. Very excited for it. Mm-hmm. Let's transition into another visual effects heavy movie that looks incredible. Godzilla, King of the Monsters. You see this trailer?
This trailer shocked me.
Dude, it looks so gnarly. Holy crap, it looks cool.
Yeah. It's a cool idea, too. All the monsters of the world.
Yeah, I need to watch it again with volume, because I had to watch it without volume at work, but just visually it looks stunning, man.
Sounds good,
it looks
too,
so good. And Bear McCreary announced, the composer of God of War, is doing the score for it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
So if he can capture that oomph of his soundtrack from God of War, just that emotional, I don't know if it's going to be necessarily emotional, but just that epicness that his music has, it'd be really, really awesome.
So Godzilla is bad, right?
No, Godzilla's good.
He's good.
He fights the bad monsters.
Oh,
Yeah.
so okay, so maybe I had the wrong idea coming out of the trailer. So all the monsters that are part of the Earth, they're evil.
I don't know if all
Like,
of them
what are they trying to fight? Why are they waking up?
Let me say this before I continue. I'm not an expert on Godzilla, so anything I say that's incorrect, I fully admit that I don't know what I'm talking about. But I think it's pronounced King Ghidorah is the three-headed dragon.
Okay.
I think that's the big bad in the movie, if I'm not
and
mistaken.
he's also sleeping for some reason.
Yeah, I think Mothra may be in there. Again, I haven't watched this with audio, so any creature redesigns or slight tweaks on characters I don't recognize, then I won't know their names.
There was a Godzilla movie before this, right?
There was. It was the one that
I didn't see that.
The one that Gareth Edwards directed. It was okay.
And so this is a sequel to that, right?
This is, yeah. Based in the same universe. You know what also takes place in this universe is the Kong Skull Island.
Is this the extended monster universe?
It is, yeah.
So what's Kong doing?
Kong versus Godzilla is coming out next year. How cool is that?
Who would win that?
It's gonna. I'm gonna predict
Godzilla.
that's basically gonna be Batman v Superman, but with Kong and Godzilla, and I think they're gonna end up teaming up and fighting something else.
Isn't like Frankenstein a part of this too?
No. That was something else. That was Universal's monster movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
This is like Legendary Pictures, I believe, doing this.
So they just have the big monsters. Okay.
Which is pretty badass.
So it's just Kong and Godzilla. Like there's no other.
Well, Kong, Godzilla, and all the other Godzilla monsters that are in this movie coming out.
Gotcha.
But visually, dude, it looks so awesome. And I feel like they really nail. I can't remember who's directing this one, but visually, I think they just nail the scope of the monsters. Like especially those shots with the lightning's flashing and you see the big dragon coming through it and everything. And I love that shot at the end. It's so epic with Godzilla walking. There's like 100 jets coming behind him to fight with him. It looks so cool.
Yep.
So I'm not even like a diehard Godzilla fan, but that trailer was so cool.
I'm excited to see it.
Really great cast attached to it as well. I mean, I care very little about the cast in these big monster movies, and they claim you're going to get a lot more Godzilla because in the first one it felt pretty minimal, but I have high hopes for that. I think it looks very cool.
Yeah, it got me excited after not even knowing that it was coming. So.
It's a shame we have. Again, I'm sure they're going to release it eventually, but I'm just frustrated they haven't already released the Venom trailer because I'm genuinely interested in that movie. Especially that Image Entertainment Weekly released of Venom smiling. He looks so awesome. And they did explain that he has like those white veins on his chest, but it's not the Spider logo because obviously Spider-Man isn't in the movie. Yeah. According to the panel, they've teased the idea of him eventually going up against Spider-Man. So
that needs to happen.
I mean, I'd like to see that at some point.
Make it Tom Holland too.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. But
we need to get that Venom in an actual Marvel movie.
Yeah, it could happen.
Not that this isn't a Marvel movie, but it's separate.
Yeah, and they've announced what's that other symbiote that's in the movie? The villain.
I'm not sure.
I'm not an expert on the symbiote either.
I've been paying attention to
something. I can't remember all their names, but it's going up against another bad symbiote. He's the anti-hero. Venom's the anti-hero of the movie.
Carnage.
It's not Carnage.
Oh.
So I think they are hoping that this movie is successful so they can do a sequel, and Carnage will obviously be in the sequel. Maybe they'll even tease Carnage at the end. I wouldn't be surprised if an after-credit scene where some of the symbiote winds up in whatever that guy's name is his jail cell and gets on him or something. That's like the tease of the end.
I'd poop uncontrollably if there was a movie.
Really?
If there was a movie with Spider-Man, Venom, and Carnage one day.
That'd be great.
That's what I want out of a Spider-Man movie.
It could be awesome. Where obviously Spider-Man and Venom have to deal with each other, but eventually, and this sounds so generic, it's Batman v Superman again, but they have to team up to take on Carnage at the end.
Yeah. Like that's always been my most compelling, like that's been the most compelling thing about Spider-Man to me is those three characters in particular.
Interesting.
I've never really cared too much about all the other Spider-Man villains, if I'm being honest.
Wow, that's crazy, man. He's a great rogues gallery.
Oh yeah. I know he does.
Second only to Batman's.
Yeah.
Almost direct equals.
Let's not get carried away. Batman's much better, Garrett.
I think I lean more towards Batman, but Spider-Man's up there for sure.
In terms of Marvel, I think Spider-Man has the best villains.
Easily. Speaking of Spider-Man, it's a great way to transition. How do you feel about the story trailer for Insomniac Spider-Man?
I didn't watch it.
Okay, I've seen it without volume as well.
I didn't know this was a thing. When did this come out?
Comic-Con time.
Oh, okay.
I know Silver Sable was in there.
I wasn't on social media yesterday, so I missed a lot of stuff.
It seems that Norman Osborn is directly against Spider-Man being a vigilante. I know he's out to get Spider-Man.
Have they revealed who's on that collector's edition statue?
I don't know if they have yet. I didn't see that, but I did see that the third costume's like the Astro costume or something, whatever it's called.
Glowy blue.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool, I guess.
I haven't seen what the ability of is it yet. I just saw a picture of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do a gaming podcast. We don't know the details of anything we're talking about.
This isn't really gaming related. Oh, this is.
This is. But it looks cool. So I'm glad I pre-ordered the collector's edition, though. I'm excited about that statue.
Are you getting the Spider-Man PS4?
No.
Okay. I'm sure Preston
already have a Pro, but that's exactly what I know. Preston had hoped the same thing. But that's exactly what we had hoped for. I was hoping it would be that simplistic, just the red with the big white spider on it. Looks perfect.
I think I'm still going to hold off for the Kingdom Hearts one.
I almost wish the controller. I mean, the controller matches the console really nicely, but I almost wish it contrasted the console to make it more like a suit, because obviously the console is the red suit with the white spider, but have like a blue controller with white sticks. It'd be kind of cool.
I'm okay with the red and white.
The red's cool because it matches, really, but I think the blue would really bring it to life even more. Personally.
I think it's by far the best looking PS4 out there.
Oh yeah, it's gorgeous. I mean, it's absolutely. If you didn't have a Pro and you were thinking about investing, that's the one to go for. Yeah, definitely.
I almost pulled the trigger, dude.
It's beautiful.
I kind of still want to.
Yeah, you got to choose your PC over the PS4, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, in the long run, I think you'd appreciate upgrading your PC more, but that thing is very tempting.
I mean, I'm not going to turn on my PS4 to play anything besides Spider-Man, and that's it.
Hey, Spider-Man!
Is that the only PS4 game we're going to play this fall? Are there any other exclusives coming out?
Exclusives? Am I forgetting something? I don't think so.
I feel like it's
mostly third-party stuff. A lot of great third-party stuff, though.
But that's what my PC's for.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Get those extra frames.
Oh, yeah. I love seeing Spider-Man's classic suit in the trailer as well. It's a very short snippet where he's fighting Kingpin. I imagine, if I had to guess, it's the first mission of the game, because a couple of the shots, his suit's a little torn up, and I imagine that's why he makes the new one. But I like that Insomnia. Of course, naturally, they have to include it, but it looks exact, minus like how his eyes shift like Tom Holland's suit. The costume looks exactly like the original from the comics, and I think obviously to pay homage or homage, however you prefer to pronounce that, to the original source material, they have it in there. I think it's great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, and again, I love their version of the suit. I think that's one of the coolest Spider-Man suits I've ever seen by far. But I like that the classics in there, and that we will of course be able to switch to it while playing for fun. So Frosty, I know this is random. I saw that you were at Comic-Con, which is very cool. I'm jealous. I'd like to hear your thoughts on Spider-Man 2, because I know you get to play it. So please comment or tell us on Discord if you haven't already. I haven't checked. But
I think he's commented something about the camera being a little jittery, or it made him dizzy or something. I don't know.
The camera was a little weird when you fight Shocker, because that's the thing about Spider-Man games. I don't think I've ever played a Spider-Man game where the camera isn't some sort of an issue when you're in tight spaces, because obviously he's a very acrobatic character and you got to jump around and swing around, and it was a little weird when you fight Shocker, but it wasn't game breaking to me at all. So
again, I'm just reiterating.
It's going to get a 5 out of 10 because of the camera. Calling it now.
Oh no! So
that game is so swiftly approaching. You know what's crazy? People will be getting codes for it at the end of next month.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's August.
I almost want to let fate decide if I either review that or do anything COG related for it.
You should probably try to review it.
I almost feel like, with great power comes great responsibility. I almost want to accept it because of that quote alone.
Do it.
But at the same time, I kind of just want to enjoy it. And I'm going to be coming right off of PAX. I might not be able to because I'm going to be at PAX.
When is PAX?
It is August 31st through September 3rd. And that's probably the week people will be playing it for review, because it launches the 7th, right? Let's look it up. Now that I have my phone accessible, I'm going to look it up. I think remember
it's the 7th, or it's the 8th. It's the end of that week.
Insomniac, Spider-Man.
Pretty sure D2 Forsaken comes out the 4th.
September 7th, yeah. Yeah, I probably won't get to review it because of PAX, unfortunately.
No, with that attitude, man. You got to want it.
I wouldn't be able to do it.
You got to want the Spider-Man.
Hey, Spider-Man. I'm walking here.
Spider-Man, what you doing, eh?
So excited.
What's next?
Where did my list go? It was on my phone.
I don't think you have Fantastic Beasts trailer on there.
I don't care about that crap.
Are you fucking kidding me? I'm so excited for that. You don't like those movies? Or that movie?
It was fine.
I like them. They have much better magic in general in those movies.
I'll give you this. I'm excited to revisit Hogwarts in the olden days with young Dumbledore.
You don't even care, dude.
I care very little, but there's a twinge of me that cares because I love Harry Potter. So I'll go see it, of course. I mean, Casey's excited for it, but I'm kind of whatever about it.
Yeah, I'll see it without you. Okay, I don't need you.
Why don't we go together?
I don't need your
Let's
excitement.
go together.
No, you don't even care.
Yeah, let's go.
You just like Harry Potter. You don't like
I won't even say I like Harry Potter. I like the world of. I think I just like Hogwarts. Kind of like how Zach mostly likes Jedis in Star Wars, and he likes the other stuff, but he likes Star Wars predominantly because of Jedis. I like Harry Potter specifically because of the idea of Hogwarts.
So you don't like just the world of as if it had magic in it, necessarily.
Sort of, but like I know they're in Paris. This movie, right? Predominantly.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think they're in America too, though.
Interesting, because
maybe I'm wrong.
I can't remember. Maybe I'm thinking of Mission Impossible's in Paris.
I mean, you're in Paris in this movie.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not wrong in saying that.
All right. But I like Hogwarts and Diagon Alley specifically.
Yeah, I get that.
Those are my two favorite spots.
It's just compelling to me because
and Honeydukes.
Who could forget?
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? The Grindelwald. I've always wanted to know more about that guy because he used to have he had the
Elder Wand.
Yeah. What are they all called together?
Deathly Hallows.
Yes, he had all the Deathly Hallows, and I assume he's going to have those at some point in this series, if not this movie. So
I wonder if they're going to stick to making 7 movies, whatever it was they said.
Yeah, that's a bit much. I think
that is a lot. They need a lot of story to tell.
But if they can make them good, I'm on board, man. I love that universe. It's probably one of my favorites. I mean, it is my.
Yeah, you're still playing that crappy Harry Potter mobile game.
Oh, it's awful. Don't
play
it.
Mystery.
Don't ever play it again.
Have you solved the mystery yet?
No.
Wow. What year are you in now?
Same one.
4?
3 or 4. I don't know. I just get on. I tap the screen. I get off. I get on. I don't really look too much into it.
It breaks my heart the potential that franchise has for one of the best video games ever made. Games in general, if we're being honest, but they're blowing it.
Yep.
Hopefully Rocksteady's.
I just want to be a wizard.
A wizard? You're a wizard, Harry.
A what?
I can't be a wizard. Jumping back to DC for a second, we should have talked about this while we were at it, but the Titans trailer looks exceptionally terrible.
I didn't see this one.
Looks very bad.
What is Titans?
Teen Titans.
Oh.
Streaming exclusively on the DC Universe streaming app that's launching. It'll be the debut show on that app. And
it's just called Titans?
It's called Titans.
But they're teens.
They're teens, but they're calling it Titans.
But they're not Titans yet. They're just teens.
Yeah, well, we'll see. They'll eventually become these Titans, supposedly. I get the feeling this show's going to tank hard.
So is this the thing with, like, Robin? Like, is he in this? His Nightwing?
That's what's a shame. Robin looks awesome, but all the other characters look pretty stupid. I think Robin looks so cool that he makes the other characters that already look bad look even worse because Robin looks that impressive. No. But the acting just looks really bad, and the visual effects look rough, and it looks very cheap. It looks like CW quality, and I was expecting a little more out of the streaming service. God. It's very R-rated, too. I think they're trying to go for the Netflix Marvel vibe.
So it's R-rated, but it's cheesy?
Yeah, so it's not a good mixture. Like at the beginning, I like the idea. I like where their head's at with this scene that they tease in the trailer, but it just looks poorly executed.
I don't say that in because Deadpool's kind of like R-rated, but it's cheesy too.
But. Yeah, but this is like a dark tone.
Yeah.
But it just looks cringy because the acting looks so bad. But there's a scene where these bad guys are in an alleyway, like a dark classic alleyway in Gotham, I assume. And they see Robin up on a thing and he swoops in. They're like, "Where's Batman?" And Robin just kicks the crap. I think he kills a couple of guys too. Like he breaks necks and shoots guys and there's blood everywhere and he kicks these guys' asses and it cuts to Robin. He's like, "Fuck Batman." So I like where their head's at. I can see what they're going for. Like, oh, Robin's like this angsty teen. He's had this Dick Grayson, which is so unlike Dick Grayson. I think that's more of a Jason Todd thing. I've heard other people saying that. He's like this angsty Robin who's had it up to here with Batman. He's done with Batman. You took me in, Batman, when my parents died, but fuck you. So maybe it's a version of Batman he just doesn't like. Maybe it's not a friendly Batman. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe Robin's just a bitch. So
is this a movie or a TV show?
It's a TV show.
Okay.
That's the thing. I had high hopes for this, and I don't want to totally trash it yet. Now, the trailer is garbage. I think it looks very bad. I'm hoping that it's not an accurate representation of the show itself. And at the end of the day, all I can hope for is that they have a good story to tell. That's why I fell out of Arrow and Flash, because I stopped caring about the story. Just drug on forever. The more concise you can tell a story, I think the more effective it is. That's why I think, at max, a show should have 8 to 10 episodes. Anything beyond that, you're not telling your story well enough.
I was going to ask you how many episodes there were going to be, but I guess we don't know.
We don't know. I hope they're smart enough to keep it within 10, hopefully.
Okay.
Just like really, really heavily invest in your characters and a solid, concise story in 8 to 10 episodes. Anything more than that is fluff and unnecessary, in my opinion.
I agree.
So, I'm not going to pay for the streaming service unless it is highly reviewed. So,
yeah,
hopefully for their sake it pays off, because I like the idea of DC having a streaming service where their whole TV universe is contained in that world. Obviously, Arrow and Flash and all that is stuck on CW, which I heard CW is doing a Batgirl show or a Batwoman show.
It'd probably be just like Supergirl, which is awful.
Yeah, I've heard it's bad.
Supergirl is so bad, dude.
I've heard it's bad.
It is the worst show I've ever seen in my life.
Have you been keeping up with it?
No. I tried to the beginning of like this season.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the first season and I was like, God, maybe it gets better. I'll keep with it. No, it gets worse.
Dude, I just realized I have to leave. Well, I could arguably leave at 3 and it'd be fine.
Do we need to wrap this up soon?
Let's try to wrap it up by 2:30 at the latest.
I'm just saying, don't watch Supergirl ever. If you see it on TV, walk out.
I tried. I couldn't do it. I watched a couple of the episodes of Superman in it, and I kind of liked it, but overall, it didn't really work for me.
Okay.
They were okay. Superman was there. I don't have anything against Supergirl.
I like the idea of
Supergirl
show. I just don't like the direction they took the show.
No.
And none of the villains are interesting.
Hopefully Batgirl's cool. I guess she's going to be on her own at this point. No Batman still in CW universe.
I think one of the problems with Superman is that there aren't very interesting villains, in my opinion.
I'd like to see. Yeah, I agree.
That's just me, though.
I'd like to see. I know I've only watched the first 3 episodes of Gotham. I've heard it's improved greatly since it started, but I'd like to see. I know this has been their plan for a long time to have that Bruce Wayne, who's playing the character, eventually become Batman on the show.
That would be really cool.
Now, I think they have originally pitched, he's going to become Batman in the final, like the series finale. Like he'll be Batman, and then the show's over. 2 things I'd like to happen. One of 2 things. I'd either like them to continue Gotham with him eventually becoming Batman and continue that show with those characters, or start a brand new series where he actually becomes Batman. That's sort of the sequel series to Gotham. Mm-hmm. And I'm saying this, and I'm not even a fan of the show. I've only seen the first 3 episodes, but I think if they did one of those 2 things, I'd be compelled to go back and watch all of Gotham up until that point.
I'd love to see like a big movie superhero, like, Spider-Man, like one of these big guys that are huge, like actually being a TV show and how that would turn out.
I think a Batman TV show has a lot of potential. Like you look at the animated series.
And I don't mean animated, just like, live action.
I know. I'd like that. I think with the proper budget, you've seen what they've done with Daredevil and Luke Cage and all that on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Granted, their second seasons, all of their second seasons aren't up to par with the first.
I haven't seen the second Luke Cage, so I'm not going to speak on that.
Neither have I, but I haven't looked at any other reviews, but IGN gave it like a 4 out of 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah, isn't that terrible?
That's awful.
Our Jessica Jones season wasn't very good either.
I thought Jessica Jones was okay. I just watched Defenders.
I didn't like Defenders.
It was okay.
It was pretty weak.
I need to watch both that and Jessica Jones.
People seem surprisingly excited for Iron Fist season 2. They've teased that he's going to put on the costume and everything. Mm. Hopefully they've learned
That'll fix the show.
Yeah. Hopefully they've learned from what people, including myself, did not like about his character in both his first season and Defenders and tweak that in his sequel season and really make it awesome.
Yeah.
Because I really do like the idea of his character. I think he could be really good.
He's definitely the least interesting out of the 4.
Yeah. I think they could do more with him. Definitely. But what were we talking about? Titans. Yeah, it looks pretty bad. Hopefully it's not as terrible as it looks when it comes out, because I'd like to enjoy it, but we'll see.
Agreed.
Yeah, high-budget Batman TV show could be cool if done right.
I got a burping problem today.
You okay?
They just keep coming up.
I
haven't eaten much today. I had some peach.
Nice. I'm going to be real hungry after this. I wish we had time to eat together.
Mm-hmm.
I'd feed you.
You could feed... Yeah, you could. I know you fed me before, and I've always enjoyed it.
You've been satisfied in the past.
Yeah. It's a lot less work for me.
Right.
I don't have to raise my hand. Don't have to hold a fork. It's nice.
It's nice when people feed you.
Yeah.
Speaking of DC, we should have talked about all this before Spider-Man. I apologize. I had it listed kind of improperly in my.
I don't think anyone's gonna bat
my notes here. Did you see the Shazam trailer?
I did see that one.
A little teaser. Looks like it'd be kind of fun.
I think I want to go see it. Looks pretty cool.
It does.
I didn't know anything going. I don't know who Shazam is. I don't know anything about him, but just going in not knowing anything, it's compelled me to want to go see it.
Yeah, it looks pretty fun.
So. I like the idea of a little kid just wanting to be a superhero, and like kids just like every kid does that. I feel like at least I did growing up. Just like, oh, what power do you want? Or this is the power that I would be if I was a superhero. And then that actually happening, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
and it looks very comedic.
It does.
So-
I enjoyed it. So
Mhm.
hopefully that's great too. I think that comes out later this year. Also,
I'm not sure,
maybe next year. Let's see.
but
I'm all off on
I
my
think
release
that whoever
dates.
the guy is playing Shazam, I think he'll do a good job.
Movie release date. Oh, 2019. Just kidding. April 5th of next year.
It's not too far away.
Nope. Coming.
I feel like
after
that's a good
Aquaman.
time for that movie.
I agree. I think that's a good, definitely, because
It's not like a big
it'll get
blockbuster.
out ahead of Godzilla and all that in May. So, notes. I have some more stuff on here. I think.
You got any more movies?
No more movies. No, I think that's pretty much it from stuff that really stood out to me from Comic-Con, unless I'm missing something.
Yeah. What was your favorite thing announced? Would you say, or that you saw?
I think my favorite trailer is, well, I'll say, I don't know, it's hard. I want to say either Aquaman or Godzilla. I think I'm, strangely enough, more excited for Godzilla, but Aquaman looks really awesome. I'm excited for that. I'm just skimming Twitter real quick to see what we may have missed. It's not looking like anything too big.
Mine was Fantastic Beasts, just because I like that universe so much.
Which one?
Best Fantastic Beasts. But
Okay.
probably the coolest new thing that I saw was probably the Godzilla trailer. I thought that was super cool.
Have you seen the trailer for this J.J. Abrams movie called Overlord?
No, I don't watch scary things.
I'm not gonna play the whole thing. It's a World War II. It's like Nazi zombies, the movie,
Oh,
essentially.
God.
Look at some of these shots. Like look at this one zombie guy in his face. I don't want to drag on for too long because of the podcast, but it looks ridiculous and awesome. I think it's
Oh,
one of these
God.
guys. Yeah, it looks like it could be really good. I want you to see the one shot that everyone's been sharing from one of the zombie guys. I think they'll show it in a second. This guy with his face blown open.
J.J. Abrams is doing a lot of interesting stuff lately.
Yeah, he's doing episode 9 too. Hopefully he can save the franchise.
Yeah, I
It's
like
in
how he's doing all
shambles.
these different things.
Yeah. Where is... It's
probably-
got to come up any second.
Probably right at the end.
This guy.
Oh, that looks
brutal?
good. Yeah,
Yeah. Looks
Yeah,
like a
I'll
fun
have to
time.
tune into that one. What's it called again?
Overlord.
Overlord.
Because it starts off like a traditional like World War II trailer. Like, wow, this
Yeah.
looks kind of cool. But then it transitions into Nazi zombie territory.
I mean, no one's done that yet. It's a good idea. I mean, we have plenty of Call of Duty zombie games, but
I know they have what's that movie called? Dead something. There's like
Rising.
there's a Nazi zombie movie that already exists. But
No.
this World War II zombie film looks pretty cool. I don't even know if they're actually zombies. They look like zombies.
yeah,
but
look like zombies.
you know what I mean. So let's talk about the James Gunn situation before moving to community questions.
Oh yes, forgot.
How do you feel about it, honestly?
I mean, I understand it.
Mhm.
I don't think it should have happened because of when he said them.
Yeah.
And I think it's unfortunate, but I'm not surprised because with a company like Disney, they will not associate anything with
Mhm.
any kind of behavior like that whatsoever.
You got to think about how it's out of control too, where it just takes a handful of people intentionally taking his
Well,
jokes
before
out of context and sharing them around.
Yeah, before we get into this, we should probably explain for people that don't know what happened to James Gunn.
Okay, I'll recap real quick. I don't keep up with any of this BS on Twitter, so this is just from an outsider's perspective looking in. Long story short, apparently,
And this guy is the director of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, right?
yeah, mhm.
James Gunn.
Yeah. We don't talk about politics on this podcast because at the end of the day, I really couldn't care less about politics to begin with. But this group of quote unquote right-wing conservatives outed tweets that James Gunn made apparently over a decade ago, and essentially in revenge for him being outspoken about his distaste for Trump and other things, and some of the comments he made about Roseanne's show being canceled for what she said on Twitter and
Yeah,
blah,
so,
blah,
some
blah.
are older, some are a little newer, some
Yeah.
are like in 2014.
So they pulled up all these old tweets and started sharing them around about all these jokes he was making about pedophilia and a lot of sexual stuff.
The jokes are probably in bad taste, but
Mhm.
I mean, this was before anything that he did for Disney.
Right. So
Well, some of it.
long story short, all this stuff came out, and I think Disney just wanted to nip it in the bud as quickly as possible. And we're like, all right, we're ending our relationship with James Gunn because he said all this stuff that are indefensible and not aligned with our views and blah, 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 blah. But again, it sucks because it's stuff he said over a decade ago. clearly they're jokes, but I mean, some of them I read, I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty raunchy.
Yeah, yeah. Some of them are pretty bad.
Again, they were from years and years ago before any of this happened, and he claims that I'm a different person now, blah 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 blah. And I mean, it sucks. I mean, it's a complicated situation because on both ends, it kind of sucks. As for Disney, if they kept him around, again, the annoying groups of people would never let that go and say all kinds of crap, and it would just cause more drama than what's necessary. But at the same time, it sucks for Gunn because he hasn't been like that in a while, and he's now lost his role in the MCU. And I even heard rumblings that he was eventually going to take over for Kevin Feige in the long run.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's probably obviously not happening anymore. Guardians 3, I imagine he's written. I don't know if they'll keep his script. Obviously, they're going to have a new director. I don't know if they're going to keep his script or rewrite it entirely or tweak it or whatever. But
it's just super unfortunate because those two movies are some of the best in the whole universe.
It really is a dumb situation.
When I say universe, I don't mean like the universe that we live in, the MCU universe.
I mean, I don't really know how to respond to it. I mean, should he have been fired? I don't think so. But I mean, I get I get why Disney fired him, but it's a really stupid situation.
I kind of hold the idea that everyone deserves a second chance. I don't know if he had a second chance or not. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like this is the first big incident.
Yeah, I think if it was something he was actively doing presently, then yeah, sure. But
and of course, like not every situation deserves a second chance. Obviously, Disney didn't think this did.
That's a shame that this is the culture that has been created where things you said a decade ago can still affect you today. That's why social media is a very dangerous tool.
Yeah, I said something like that on Discord yesterday. I was like, you got to be careful of what you put on social media because it can. Yeah. It doesn't matter how long ago it was.
I know.
Come back to bite you.
It's really a shame. It's so stupid. That's why I rarely post anything on the internet aside from our YouTube stuff and everything. I mean, I don't say anything I should say on the internet very often because not just because of reasons like that. I really don't have much to say anyway, but that's why I never engage in any situations like that because just crap like this happens all the time.
Yep.
But really, really sucky situation. I feel bad for James Gunn, especially because he was so not only just passionate about the MCU, but just Guardians. And he always posted behind the scenes pictures on his Instagram and everything. I love seeing all that stuff.
I read somewhere that he was supposed to make a secret appearance at Comic-Con this last weekend, but
they
canceled it. So
yeah, I think he deleted his Twitter too after all that. He made one final statement like, oh yeah, I said all these jokes in the past and I know they're in poor taste, but I'm changed. I'm not like that anymore. I know a few of the actors came out in his defense as well.
Yeah, the guy that plays, what's his face?
Drax.
Yeah, he was upset.
Dave Bautista.
I can imagine they're upset. I mean, those jokes were in poor taste. There's no denying that. But he did such a good job. Yeah, they just let him go. Now there's a chance that Guardians 3 isn't nearly as good as the other two.
I think if they hired Taika Waititi to do it, it could be incredible.
Who's that?
He's the guy who directed Thor Ragnarok.
Okay.
So
yeah,
I think he could be amazing.
That's the same kind of style. Yeah,
he's a phenomenal director. So.
Did you see? I think you actually retweeted this on our Twitter. It was like Thor Ragnarok as an anime opening. That was hilarious.
Yeah, it was funny. I love that movie. It's great. Every time I watch it, I like it even more.
Yeah,
because it's just very. I wouldn't know if I'd call it clever humor, but it's humor that's right up my alley. I think it's so funny.
But if you guys haven't seen that clip that we're talking about, go to our Twitter and it's retweeted. It's at ItsObviousGaming, right?
Yeah, follow us on Twitter. We never tweet except for when we're streaming.
Oh, yeah.
I've been waiting for you to work your quote-unquote Twitter magic. I'll show you how it's done. Nothing's happened on there.
We keep forgetting.
So, this thing, why? You go on Twitter, you're like, hey, guys, what's everyone doing today? Comment below.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if any of our followers would comment, but...
Yeah, I doubt it. I did a poll. I told you, only 15 people engaged. It was literally like 16 people that voted.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for voting in the poll.
That's why I don't do anything on Twitter. And Twitter social media, I hate it so much.
I love Twitter.
Every time, that's the thing. I unfollow so many people because no matter who it is, someone at some point engages in some ridiculous political drama. I'm like, I just want to read about video games and movies. And I have to just follow no one but myself, I guess.
You can just scroll past it, you know?
I do, but it's unavoidable. And even then, even if it isn't like a political post, it's like a game, and then somewhere in the replies, they're already arguing about something political in a game or movie.
Don't look at the replies.
It never ends, Jacob.
Don't do that.
It never ends. It's awful. But I feel bad for James Gunn. Hopefully his career isn't in shambles. I think that'd be even stupider if he can't get any more work beyond this. People are like, oh, we can't hire James Gunn now. It'll make us look bad. Hopefully there's a company that sees through all this BS and is willing to hire him anyway to direct something awesome.
I mean, he'll find work somewhere.
So, well, obviously he wasn't going to stick around with the MCU forever, but I think he'll be okay. Maybe he'll return to some of his like horror comedy roots or something, go to something different. So anyway, Jacob, that's pretty much it for the news. Some fun Comic-Con stuff, the James Gunn situation. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the YouTube comments below regarding the James Gunn situation and anything Comic-Con that stood out to you, whether it's the trailers we discussed or other bits of info that are maybe even comic book related that you're into that you want to share with us that we're unaware of and you'd like to bring to our attention. We'd love to talk to you about it in the comments. It'd be great.
I enjoy talking about Comic-Con as opposed to just video games like we usually do.
Yeah, it's fun. I'd like to eventually go to Comic-Con at some point in my life. I hear nothing but great things about it.
Looks like a fun place.
Yeah, absolutely.
They always have a lot of cool panels that I'm always interested in.
Mm-hmm. Certainly. So we're going to jump into community questions, ladies and gentlemen. You guys keep sending us these past 2 weeks incredible questions. Too many to keep up with, which is a good thing. So we're supplied going forward, and please keep them coming. Never hesitate. If you have anything to throw our way, we will get to it in time.
That's our EOGs.
Our EOGs, yeah. And like we discussed at the beginning of the episode, AskIOG has plans. We have plans for it to return very soon. We're just going to test a couple things on our end. We can get that rolling very soon. That'd be very, very easy to do live together. So we look forward to that. But if you guys want to send us questions for our live version of AskIOG or community questions on this podcast in particular, you can reach us in one of 3 places. You can email us at ItsObviousGaming@gmail.com. You can tweet at us at obvious_gaming or submit your questions in the AskIOG section of our Discord channel. Now, all of that information, just like I said at the towards the beginning, can be found in the description of every single YouTube video and every single podcasting service you're listening to this on. It should be in the description, including our email.
Wow.
Yep.
Wowee.
So I'm going to start this episode with a bit of a lengthy one, but I hope you guys are into it because I'm into it. I think it's very creative, very masterfully written by our very own Sam Harris, The Flash.
Oh, The Flash, a.k.a. Harry Ballin.
Harry Ballin. Barry Allen himself. He has crafted a narrative and character bios for Jacob, Preston, and I, written in a medieval time period. I'm gonna go over the character bios. I will reiterate the first part of this narrative, and this is part 2 of the narrative he's written for our character.
So we're getting some backstory.
We are, yeah. So it's essentially story time, but it's ultimately a community question.
Excellent.
So stick with us, guys.
Very
We'll start
intrigued.
with character bios. Starting with mine.
Oh, of course you start with you.
Well, I'm at the top, so.
No.
Starting with Drake. Okay, my name's Drake. I have to read all these in a British accent. This may get old very quickly. Tell me if you get sick of my British accent, I'll stop. Actually, how about I'll only read the question itself to continue like I'm a narrator in this world.
Okay.
So here are character bios. Drake, the elven rogue from Waterdeep that spent most of his adolescent life in one of the largest crime syndicates in the city.
See, I like this already because it reminds me of the thief Garrett.
Yeah, exactly.
I like to think of you.
I hope that's what he's going for. So I'm an elven rogue from Waterdeep. He was the best lockpicker and chest buster in the whole organization, which gave him fame amongst the underworld of crime. In fact, his fame drew the attention of a rival crime lord that needed a rather difficult vault and chest looted. This lord called upon Drake for assistance with the incentive of copious amounts of gold and treasure. Drake took the job, and with hardly any difficulty succeeded, and was about to leave the vault when he was ambushed by the crime lord's henchmen. They dragged him out in an alleyway where they beat him within an inch of his life. I hated that day. It was awful. Before the fatal blow was struck, 2 dark figures rushed in and decimated the henchmen in a whirl of sparkling red light and large green fists. When Drake awoke the next morning, he was greeted by the 2 that rescued them and swore then and there to serve and aid them for the rest of his life. Jacob, this is your description.
Oh, man.
Alka, the half-orc warrior and renowned strength and fortitude who was exalted from his clan because no one in his village could not beat him in combat.
You're messing up my backstory.
So he's saying no one in your village could not beat you in combat, which means someone could beat you.
I think he meant that
Shouldn't
no
it
one
say
could.
no one could beat you in combat? Maybe. Regardless, no one could beat you in combat. Fed up with whiny children, he set out into the world to find new challenges and adventures. He came upon Waterdeep, where he found battle arenas and fight pits galore. He reveled in the battle and became one of the top contenders for combat titles. His first title fight came when Kamen was beating his opponent easily until at the very end when he felt an odd sensation that left him dazed and confused, which gave his adversary time to finish him off. When Alka came to...
When I came.
There's a lot of missed words in here. It's okay, though. When Alka came to, he was angry and jaded beyond compare. In this anger, he was approached by a hooded figure and explained to him what really happened. He was dominated by a spell that his opponent casted very discreetly. This hooded figure offered to help Alka seek justice for this dishonorable act committed against him. I assume that's me. Maybe it's Preston. Pew! The dragon-born sorcerer who sought to know every sorcerer's spell in the known realm. He began his journey when he was just a hatchling learning to walk. When a sorcerer came to his village to help his people with protection spells, he eventually became the sorcerer's apprentice and quickly became not only skillful, but even surpassed his master. He wanted to know more and more until there was no more spells left to learn. So he set off, going to every village, town, and city he could find, and then he arrived in Waterdeep, where he visited every sorcerer and magic guild he could find until he had to seek out a magic user he heard about was proficient on verbal spells. This mage was fighting in the arenas, and Pew went there to seek the master of magic. Those are our character bios.
That's awesome, dude.
So this is part
This is
2
so
of the narrative.
descriptive.
So the first one, remember, we were in a pub enjoying, I think it was called Pew Drake Alka Ale or something, or grog.
Yeah.
And the bartender asked us about what we'd like to see in the PS5. How we'd like to see it. So this is continuing that story. I got to take a swig here.
Okay.
You excited about this?
Yeah, I'm excited to see what this leads to. What question could he possibly want to know?
Okay, here we go. Part 2 of the
That
story.
requires us to have an extensive backstory and bio.
Oh, yeah. This will be in a video form shortly, I'm sure.
I want this fully animated.
Okay, here we go. He uses some words I don't know how to properly pronounce. After a raucous night of drinking and merriment, the IOG men went to bed in their shared room above the bar of the Organic Good Vibes Tavern.
Oh, I love that place.
Drake, the elven rogue, kneeled down into his meditative stance near the room's door and began resting. Pew, the dragonborn sorcerer, leaned his trusty staff against his bed and he lay down in a blissful rest. Alka, the half-orc warrior, walked over to his bed and leaned back with a powerful thud, landed on top of the sheets and immediately began snoring. You would, you orc bastard.
Dude.
The night progressed without a hitch, and as the wee hours of the morning began, all was at peace. However, as dawn was happening, Drake's high perception and sensitive awareness shocked him awake as he noticed movement outside the room. He sneakily stood up and moved to the door. He heard a faint breathing and sounded flushed and weary. Before the entity outside could act, Drake said, "If you plan on giving us a wake-up call, I'm afraid you'll be greeted with a knife to the throat, a fist to the face, and a bolt of lightning to the gut." The being responded in an anxious tone. "Please, I meant no harm. I just wanted to ask you all something." "A visitor," Pew said as he asked if the conversation had awoken him. "Apparently we have a fan," Drake said with a wily smirk. "Let him in," Pew sighed. Pew sighed.
Voice.
"Let him in." Drake opened the door to discover a little human boy in a dark green cloak, trembling with fear. Come in, we haven't got all day, boy," Pew snapped. "You're very silent, Jacob." The boy rushed in and looked at his persons of interest. As he reached the center of the room, Alka shot out a bed roaring. "What? Who is this puny little one? Is he a spy? A thief? No offense and no offense taken." Oh, no, that's a little boy. No offense. I got to read this correctly to make sure it's the right line. "No offense, Drake." Drake eased the situation, replying, "Just a young boy, brave boy. Just a young and brave boy has a question for us, and no offense taken, big guy. Go ahead, little one." The boy said, "What would you do if your idea version of the what would your idea version of the PS5 be? Would it only have digital games, backwards compatibility? Please, IOG Masters, I must know." So maybe the other question was something else. Maybe I read this question and thought it was the original question. PS5, first of all, great setup. Sam.
I love how there's so much setup for these gaming-related questions.
Yeah, very random in
nothing
this
to do
realm
with-
to be hearing this, but I really like the build-up and anticipation. I like our characters.
I hope he keeps going.
Yeah, it was
I hope
great.
one day we leave the tavern.
Yeah, and go somewhere else into
somewhere
the
else that
great
has
land.
good vibes.
Go on a quest.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
We only do quests that have good vibes.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
Yeah,
good vibe quests. So what would our ideal version of the PS5 be? Would it only have digital games, backwards compatibility? Ideal version. As far as the specs are concerned, obviously a little more powerful than Pro.
I think it's time to get rid of discs.
I don't need discs. I'm fully digital at this point. I don't care anymore. Now, the only discs I will buy are the ones that come with collector's editions I want, i.e. Spider-Man, for example. That is the only, I think we have a pre-order question coming up too. That's the only thing I pre-ordered in a while. The only thing I'm ever going to pre-order going forward are collector's editions if I choose to invest.
Okay.
PS5, digital. I just think I don't have to have this, but I'd be fine with it being digital only. Of course, fully backwards compatible.
I don't think they're going to do that. I think there'll still be a disc drive.
I think for now there will be probably still next. Again, that depends on when the PS4 launches. They could be very bold and not go discs, but we'll see.
I think they should do that, but I don't know if they will.
I don't know. I'd be fine with digital only, and I would also like full backwards compatibility.
Oh yeah, that should be something we always have now.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I don't know why they. I mean, I know why they wouldn't, but it's just ridiculous to have PS4 that still doesn't. I still can't play a PS3 game unless it's on PS Now.
I would like for consoles in general going forward to embrace creativity and color again. Not that consoles in the past have typically been anything colored other than gray and black, but I'd like the PS4 to be a Sony blue. I think it'd be awesome.
Okay.
I know it stands out in your cover, your thing, but you're playing video games, man. Be a little more creative with it. I know black looks sleek and nice with your setup, but I think a blue PS4 could be cool.
I don't care so much about that.
As well as the Xbox being that neon green color.
That is ugly, dude. You can't do neon green.
That'd be awesome.
You kidding me? It'd look horrible under a TV.
Spec wise, I don't really know what to say because obviously we're gonna be upgrading our PCs indefinitely now. So I don't. You can't really do that with a console unless they're designed specifically to act.
I think that's what they should do. They should make it.
Then it's
ways.
But then it's just basically a PC.
Yeah.
Then you might as well just get a PC at that point.
I think that's
and just use a controller with it.
I come from the viewpoint that I think these consoles need to start becoming more like a home PC. I know they basically are already, but they need to just provide more features, more tools to compete with PC, I think.
Let's think about features. I mean, specs wise, of course, we want them to be more powerful and run games better.
I know, like they're not supposed to be PCs. They're supposed to be meant for like sitting on the couch playing on a TV.
Yeah, and obviously the exclusives are a big part of it too.
But I think it's one day PC is going to just like most people are going to be playing on PC if they are already, and I think that. Like I don't know what the future of consoles are. That's what I'm trying to say, I guess.
It's hard to say. I mean, they're still very, very predominant at the moment.
I just don't know if the market's going to stay the same as it is now. Like, are there always going to be those people that just want to play on TV, or are people going to eventually want to crave that I'm using quotations here, that higher, better way of playing gaming, quotation marks, because that's subjective. Because you can't deny that the PC. It's the best way to play. There's the most ways to play. Like you can play any way you want on a PC. You got VR.
But they don't have those exclusives.
Exactly. That's the only thing that's that's the only reason to have a PS4 at this point, in my opinion.
It's the only reason to have any consoles for the exclusives.
No, that's what's holding them, keeping them around. I feel like.
Yeah.
Again,
features wise, I don't know what else they could add to a console, specifically the PS5, that would be anything beyond what they've already done.
I mean, I want consoles to go away and just have like Sony have like a game launcher, just a software that they have, and all their games launch on that. You can't buy them on Steam, you can't buy them on Xbox, you can't buy them anywhere.
I can see that being a potential future at some point.
That's kind of like what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, where they have a launcher like that.
So. And then Xbox already has one. They have their Xbox Marketplace.
Yeah, if consoles officially die at some point, I could see publishers just moving purely to digital.
Nintendo is always going to do something, I feel like. But maybe one day they'd have something similar. But
time will tell.
I think Nintendo is a lot less likely because they've always just kind of done they've always kind of been like the toy company. So they're always going to have their little thing.
I hate to undermine Sam's excellent setup to this question, but my generic answer is more colorful and more powerful. So thank you for the setup, Sam, and our character.
Fantastic.
Excellent
build
work.
up there.
It was great. Next one comes from Vegas.
Ooh. What kind of time do we have here?
We're cutting it short, but I'll get through these. It's all right.
Okay.
Vegas writes in and says, "Hello, y'all. It's me, Vegas, one of your fans." Well, Vegas, thank you for stopping by.
I've actually hosted Vegas on stream.
Nice.
So he's a good guy.
So I knew E3 has passed and all the hype for those new games are still hot. But the one game that caught my eye was Phantom Doctrine. Based in the era of the Cold War, this turn-based game, which I've never been into turn-based games, looks amazing. I've heard many people relate it to XCOM, but I personally don't see that. It comes out this summer and there's no release date yet. I personally think this Cold War era is awesome as I don't see many games in that time period. I was curious if y'all had any interest in this game or have heard much about it. I've heard the title, I've not seen it in action yet.
Yeah, I haven't heard much about it.
But I'll check it out though, because if people are making the XCOM comparisons, I'll at least look into it. Of course, I have every intention to eventually play Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, because I like the XCOM inspiration there. And like I said, I played a sizable chunk of XCOM 2, and I really enjoyed it. And I typically don't play turn-based games, but I like that tactical combat. And it is very challenging until I played it on the hardest difficulty, and it was unforgiving. But that's why I wanted to play it. I was in a tactical mood at the moment, or in that period of time.
I'll tell you what, Vegas, I am adding it to my watch later on YouTube, the trailer for this, and I will let you know how I feel about it on Discord.
Rad. Yeah, we'll check it out. Sinian writes in and says, with quite a bit of games coming out, it's not easy to stay away from that magic word. Pre-orders. How do you guys feel about them? Wait till release or hope for the best? Like I mentioned, I'm digital only now, so there are infinite copies of digital games. So I only pre-order, like I mentioned earlier, for collector's editions now. I'm kind of over the clutter on my shelf too. I mean, again, that looks like crap, but I've seen physical copies look cool. Like Preston's setup looks very nice, but I don't need that anymore.
Okay.
The older I get, the more practical I become with my life, and that's just impractical.
You don't need that nonsense.
I don't need it anymore.
I'm indifferent. Hold on. What was the question?
I want to make sure about pre-orders.
Right. Okay. I was about to start talking about physical and digital games.
I think this may be what he means too for specific versions of games that require you physically acquiring it.
The annoying thing with pre-ordering is sometimes if you pre-order, you're still not guaranteed a copy, and you've already paid the money, so that's frustrating. Like a lot of things with Amazon are like that, even though you're not paying till it ships.
I've never had any problem with GameStop or Best Buy pre-orders.
I had a problem with GameStop one time. Like I pre-ordered a game a couple days before, and they didn't have a copy for me.
Bummer.
But they said like that only happens usually if you do it a day before, and I was 2 days before, so I don't know. They technicalities in that sense, but God, I'm sorry, I keep losing my train of thought.
Pre-orders, how do you feel about them?
Pre-orders. Okay. I'm not like generally I'm not a huge fan of pre-ordering something because you're just giving money up front for nothing in return almost. And you have to wait to get what you want. But at the same time, you know, like if you just walk into a store, like say there was no such thing as a pre-order and you walked into a store, like you would have to count on being like one of the first ones there, like especially if it's a high demand game. And you're just gonna have to deal with all that clutter of people trying to get something, and then like, oh, they run out, and then like everyone's standing there like, shit, now we're all disappointed and we're mad at you. And that's not a situation that's appealing for anyone. So I think pre-orders are a good thing in that sense. So I'm kind of indifferent on them. I don't personally pre-order a lot of things anymore, mostly because I just buy them online. But I do buy physical copies of Switch games.
You like those cartridges?
Yeah. Well, I like the cases. I want to have like a little collection of Nintendo Switch cases because I think they're charming.
Little cases are charming.
Yeah, I like them. I think they look nice on the shelf.
They do. I just paper cut you. You okay?
No, I'm good.
Okay. How's this feel?
Feels good.
You can do that to you all day if you like.
Aren't you leaving?
You can do it on your breasts.
Ooh.
I'll do it all day another day.
Now you're speaking my language.
Coffee is Life says, have you guys thought of the possibility of Hunt Showdown going free to play? I believe the game would explode if it were to happen. Maybe limit in-game purchase to cosmetics only or loot boxes. I've given thought to this as well, and unfortunately I think it is an impossibility unless they totally revamped the progression system of the game, because the game is, I don't want to reiterate this for people who have heard me say it 1,000 times on stream, but the game is very reliant on the in-game currency, where you invest in recruiting hunters, and then invest in their loadouts and perks as you progress them through each match. And if they were to go free to play and allow people to buy in-game cosmetics, I guess they could go that route. But I guess you'd have to think about it this way. You recruit hunters that already look a certain way, and let's say they have loot boxes where you can unlock skins or articles of clothing similar to PUBG, for example, where, in this loot box, I unlocked a cool hat and an eye patch, and then I can apply that to any hunter I recruit at any time. I can make them look how I want. Let's say you amass this giant catalog of outfits for your hunters. At the end of the day, the game's first person. Sure, you'll look cool to other people, but if the game's not third person especially, I don't really see the appeal of cosmetics specifically.
Yeah.
Now, what I could see be cool, which I know they're already bringing to the game, are ornaments to weapons to kind of personalize them a bit more. Now, ornaments that are in that world, that match that world and are grounded in that sense. But
you mean like ornaments in terms of like something from Destiny that changes the look of a weapon?
I think also tweaks performance in a way too. I mean, now there are already perks.
So like
there are already
mod too.
Yeah, there are already mods and ornaments specifically. Now there are already.
I feel like mods would work good in that game.
Yeah, there are already perks that tweak the performance of certain weapons depending on what you have equipped. But it's challenging because again, that game is very hardcore in the sense of progression and the way matches play out. It's very unforgiving.
So you're saying like they'd have to totally rehaul the progression system?
Probably, yeah. I mean, again, they could add that at any time. Like, we have cosmetic loot boxes now, but I feel like it would just add to the noise of just the free to play market and everything. I know games have seen a lot of success, and I do believe, like, I think Coffee's right. I think the game would have already grown significantly more if it was free to play. But obviously, a heavy focus of that game is the graphical fidelity of it. I mean, it's Crytek, so obviously their games have always looked very beautiful. Still having performance issues, of course, but it's steadily improving, and it's a very beautiful game. So to uphold that and add all these additions that people have asked for and their own plans, it's probably very financially demanding to do that.
Okay.
And to do it in a timely fashion. So, I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. I do firmly believe if it was free to play, more people would get into it. I mean, I'm sure you would try it if it was free to play. Yeah. At some point, at least. I mean,
that's probably what it would take for me to buy it or to try it.
Yeah. So, but I get why it has a $30 price tag to maintain it and improve it over time. But
so, is part of the reason why you like it because it is the way it is, and that it has that progression system?
It's very hardcore in that sense, and that's what's so addicting about it. Is because every match you play, there is so much at stake. So that's why it's
because you literally have to like spend your currency to get more hunters, right?
Yeah, to recruit new hunters and to invest in them. Everything costs money. Thankfully, I've amassed quite a bit of money because I've had more success than failure in the game.
So let me ask you this: what happens if you run out of money, or you
can recruit a free hunter that just has a shitty loadout? Okay. Now then people will do this too. You don't have to go in and try to win every match. If you're desperate for cash, you can go in and farm some NPCs and just bail. And if you survive, you make money.
So you can leave whenever you want. In the game,
you could go into.
You just got to leave those exits.
Yeah. You could go into every match and never fight a boss. You just will progress much slower than everyone else.
So the bosses give a lot of money.
They give a lot of
bounties.
They give more money and far more experience as well.
Okay.
So
what's the highest you've ever gotten a hunter?
I've maxed out a hunter and retired one before.
What's retiring do?
Retiring mean now you can get, so obviously you're getting, when you progress in the game, you're progressing your bloodline, which is your overall rank. And you're also progressing whichever hunter you're using at that current time. Now, when you progress your individual hunter, you can add perks to them. And it's specifically all about adding perks to that specific character. But let's say that hunter dies, you still get experience in addition to that to your overall bloodline and unlocking new weapons to apply to new recruits and everything. But let's say you max out your hunter all the way to level 50. That means any progression beyond that goes directly to your bloodline. So you're getting even more experience to your overall rank and you rank up even faster. But it's risky because if he dies, you lose all that progression on him. He's gone forever.
Yeah.
But if you retire him, all that extra experience is just thrown into your bloodline. So if you retire them, you get even more.
Sounds stressful.
It's stressful in a good way because it's very all about your decisions and your loadouts, and you can require multiple hunters and have certain loadouts with each hunter that you want to tackle certain bosses or certain play styles and everything.
Yeah.
So a whole lot of ways to play the game, a whole lot of grueling ways to experience it as well. So
if you retire a hunter, you just don't use them anymore.
They're gone. Yeah.
So it's just kind of like a trophy.
Mm-hmm. Essentially.
That's cool.
So I know they're going to add a catalog of like your retired hunters and stuff and all kinds of other cool things.
Like displays on your profile.
Yeah, I read their milestones for the next several months and they're adding all kinds of awesome stuff like that.
That's cool.
So
hey, you'll have to keep us updated.
Oh, of course, you can count on
Maybe
me
one of
to
these
do that.
changes will compel me to play.
Yeah, maybe at some point. But Coffee, that's a very good question. I have thought about it. I don't know if loot boxes and cosmetics is the way to do it, but maybe something else that fits that game could be enticing. I haven't thought of it myself yet, but we'll see. The Crazed writes in and says, "Hey there, fellas. This one is a ball buster. With a major grind in loot games like Destiny, Warframe, etc., do you think the new Forsaken for Destiny will have an impact on the future of how grind and loot games are made? Especially for EA's Anthem. Destiny 2 led us on countless times and failed. Does the new Forsaken play a critical role in survival of such games? Love the podcast. Keep them coming."
What was the initial question?
Does Forsaken play a critical role in the survival of this genre specifically, like the loot and grinding type games, like say Division, Warframe, Anthem coming later?
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, Destiny is definitely an important game in the genre in terms of like the looter shooter.
I think the long run, Destiny will be the least important of all of them.
You think so?
I think Division and I even think Anthem will both outshine Destiny in almost every way going forward.
I disagree. I think Destiny's still going to be more popular in both of those.
I think it'll be more well at the moment. I wouldn't say it's more popular.
It's the only one out.
It's in a tight spot right now.
I mean, depending how I think this DLC is going to go really well, and I think they're going to recover. But
they're definitely on the right track.
The problem is that there's now going to be 3 of these kind of games, and like it's gonna segment people even more. And you got to imagine there might be even more coming out down the line. So I think it's just gonna be people are gonna have time to play all these games.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be which game are people gonna want to put all their time into is the question.
Yeah.
And that's kind of hard to answer without seeing Forsaken yet. We kind of just have to predict.
Yeah.
I think Forsaken is going to be the Taken King of Destiny 2.
I think it will be too. Even just Gambit alone gives me a lot of hope in it. I loved Gambit, and I haven't even seen any of the story stuff yet.
But I am unsure because I don't. Like, I'm sure Division 2 is going to be good, but I'm kind of indifferent on Anthem. I don't know how it's going to turn out.
Anthem looks very, very impressive.
But I think the gameplay looks fun in Anthem.
And I've heard nothing but good things about it from people who have played it.
I'm not sure if the systems are in place to keep that game alive, though. That's where I worry.
Yeah, obviously they've hardly shown anything from it. At the end of the day, we've only seen I think a singular mission, snippets of a singular mission. And
I'm disappointed that there's no hub that you see everyone. That kind of disappoints me.
It's sort of the opposite, isn't it? Where it's like single player stuff.
It's a single player town.
Yeah.
That's kind of, I like seeing other people out in the world with me.
But I think you do in the public spaces, you see more people flying around.
Like that's not what I'm saying, just like the main hub. Like I liked seeing Guardians around at the tower.
Yeah, yeah.
I can check out their shit. It just makes the game feel more alive.
I still think there's much to be revealed with Anthem. So I hope it's awesome. I hope they learn.
I hope all these games succeed.
Yeah, and I hope they learn from the mistakes Destiny has made along the way. Now, Destiny's doing a lot to correct mistakes they've made in the past. I wouldn't even know if you can call them mistakes, but things people didn't necessarily enjoy and how they can improve them. But I hope
fucked up.
I hope Anthem learns from all of that, or is actively learning from all of that.
Yeah. So we asked another question towards the end. I want to make sure we get it all. Maybe not. Oh, wait.
I don't know if Forsaken will have an impact on those individually, maybe, but
Destiny 2 has led us on countless times and failed. Does the new Forsaken play a critical role in survival of these games? I don't think so.
I think the reception of Anthem and Division 2 will determine that going forward, and I think both of those look very impressive so far. So I think it'll be healthy for at least a while.
Yeah, and there's going to be a different. The good thing is that all these are different. They're pretty much different genres. Oh, not genre, but
similar, but they're definitely
different settings,
different settings,
ways to play. Yeah. But they're still, looter shooters.
Ultimately, yeah. Craze, thank you for your question.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Rhino Hay says, "Hello, IOG fam. Eog.
Hey, Eog.
After finishing Far Cry 5, I've gone back and realized that most games nowadays don't have as difficult bosses. After all this build-up to get to the end, I was expecting a bigger and far more difficult fight in Far Cry 5. Are you okay with how most games are like this now? I understand that there are more games such as side quests, collectibles, and DLC, but after all that time and effort, I guess I just wanted more. Thank you for all you do, and please Do not stop. Well, Rhino, as long as you guys are down to hang, we won't be stopping anytime soon.
Hey, Rhino, thank you for stopping by during my streams. Really appreciate that.
Hey, likewise, I second the notion. In terms of Far Cry 5, I think my least favorite part of the games were the boss fights, specifically because I don't think that's really what the games are about. I think those are in there because the developers may feel like they need to be in there. Of course, I like the satisfaction of taking down one of the villains, but I almost wish it was almost like a normal mission. Let's say I can infiltrate the base of a boss and stealthily kill them successfully. That'd be kind of cool. Because that game's all about the way you choose to play it, and those boss fights put you in a very specific situation and only give you one way to tackle that situation. I don't think that's at all is what Far Cry is about.
The problem with that, though, is like if you don't want to be stealthy, like you just go in and shoot the guy, it's not satisfying.
Of course, but I mean, to me, Far Cry is having the option to play it the way I want to play it, and I think the boss fights would be cooler if you could approach them in a multitude of ways versus, oh, this is you have to fight the boss on this cliffside and just climb this mountain and take him out. Or, I don't want to spoil all the boss fights, but Faith's was a pretty generic wave-based type boss fight, and I mean, none of them.
It was unique though, like in a sense of how, like, what was happening.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't really have fun per se fighting her like that. I have much more fun.
None of them were really
around
fun.
The world. So well, I wouldn't say I was underwhelmed with the final boss fight of Far Cry 5 because that isn't really what I enjoy and look for in those games. But I can see what you mean in certain games that almost need bosses at the end. That's the thing. I was satisfied with the bosses in, and this is random, but Ratchet and Clank, for example, like those classic traditional type bosses. I also like the bosses in God of War. I thought they were very fitting. None of them were particularly challenging. Again, I was playing on normal, so of course they weren't that challenging. But
I mean, did you fight the Valkyries?
I did not. No,
they were challenging.
I heard those were challenging. See, those have very good boss fights. I think games that don't necessarily need bosses I think they're fine with not having huge set piece like boss moments.
I think I'm going to answer like the broader overall question. I think there are a lot of games that are kind of catered to more players, and because of that, things sometimes come off as being a little easier. And I do wish there was like a better balance of, games that were challenging, and then there were games that were just kind of fun to play. I think that it does kind of more skew towards the accessibility for every gamer. But at the same time, I think it's important that we have, like I said, just a lot of games that everyone can play. And a lot of like that's what companies are thinking about, right? Like they want the most people possible to play their game. So that's why that happens. But I mean, I do enjoy a good challenge, and that happens every once in a while. I mean, I'm not the best gamer. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm incredible at games, but I like games that challenge me sometimes. So I agree.
I don't often invite challenge, so it's whatever for me.
You don't invite challenge?
No, if I'm in the mood for a challenging game, I'll play it, but I typically don't play games for a challenge. I just want to sit there and enjoy it.
Okay.
But
I mean, what really makes me mad in games is like failing at a challenge that I
just repeatedly.
Yeah. Not like a boss or anything, but like, for example, I got frustrated on an Ori stream earlier in the week or last week because I couldn't get through this stupid annoying puzzle. But it wasn't like a hard boss battle or anything. It was just annoying and tedious. But that's just me like not focusing.
My least favorite thing to do in life and in video games is to look for something and you don't know where it is. Like I hate when a game's like, find this thing in this area, and it just gives you like an area of effect to explore, and you just have to look around till you find it. I hate that crap so much.
Yeah. Ori is kind of confusing sometimes because you don't know where to go. You have to like kind of maneuver your way around through the map, and the map's huge. Like there's a lot to dig through in Ori.
Even bigger in the sequel.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
At least from what I played, yeah.
Yeah, but there's
I got
tons
lost.
There's tons of optional ways
demo.
you can go just to collect things, and I mean it's not an easy game, but it's not a hard game. It's kind of in the middle, has both easy and hard. Yeah. But it's a good game.
Yeah, in my experience,
I forgot to say that I played that this week I played it on stream.
Yeah,
still really loving it.
In my experience with bosses in games, I haven't necessarily been dissatisfied with bosses that need bosses, I would say. Like Doom even had some great bosses in them. You haven't played Doom, but I was satisfied with the bosses in that game.
Kingdom Hearts has always had good bosses.
Yeah, I can't think of anything off the top of my head I played recently that had bosses that I enjoyed. Because my brain just doesn't function because I have so much crap going on. But Far Cry specifically, I was fine with just kind of whatever boss fights because that isn't really why I played the game anyway.
Yeah, example of easy. Mario Odyssey was laughable easy. The bosses.
Oh yeah, they were super
what a joke.
easy. Yeah,
I have heard that the what is it?
That's also a game where I didn't play for the bosses. I played to explore and discover all those moons and solve fun little puzzles and stuff.
It's a game I wouldn't mind going back to. I haven't played it since like last year.
It's very enjoyable. It's very joyful.
I always wanted to get all the moons, but I didn't.
I have so many left. I only have like 300 of 900 plus at the moment. So I could go back.
Wait, did you say 300 or 900?
I have 300 out of like the 900 plus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
However many there are. I think they've added more by now.
I think I'm around 400.
Going to add more?
They're adding more?
I think so. They could add DLC to that game for an eternity.
Just put more worlds.
Yeah, more worlds and more moons. People would eat that up. I would pay for that in a heartbeat.
I mean, if they were good.
Yeah, but I mean...
I'm not just going to buy an extra world just for the hell of it.
Free money for Nintendo if they're doing that. So I know they have to invest in creating all that stuff.
I'm shocked that they haven't had a big DLC for it.
Yeah, me too. All right, this is our big finale. I got to leave immediately.
Okay.
Bobby C864 writes in, "Damn it, Bobby. Have you all ever thought about doing a squad up section similar to the Kinda Funny podcast? Reason I ask is I'm wanting to start fresh on The Division on PS4, hyped about The Division 2, and I'm looking to find some other IOGs to start over in the game with. So if you decide to start a section, I could be the first. My PS name is Big Balls. S757. Thanks,
Big
dudes.
Balls.
What is Squad Up from Kinda Funny?
You
know that
you never
is?
heard their squad up segment?
No,
It's where they take a person that writes in, they give them a shout out, and they give like their PSN name or Xbox gamer tag. And they just try to, they compel people to want to go play with them.
Oh, okay.
It's a way to make friends on PlayStation or whatever.
Yeah, if you guys, any EOGs out there that want to start fresh in Division 2, Bobby's available. Again, that is Big Balls 757.
I don't know if we will do a segment for this. I don't want to literally copy another show, but it's a cool idea. I mean, we have a place on our Discord or just our Discord in general is a great place to meet other people.
Yeah, Bobby, if you're not on our Discord, you could instantly find people to play with, I bet.
Like literally just type, "Hey, I'm looking to play so-and-so. Here's my PSN or whatever."
Yeah.
Like literally, if anyone does that, usually like 3 or 4 people just add them instantly.
I'm questioning if I should eliminate our PSN, not off PSN, but just our info in the description of our PSN community and Xbox Club.
Yeah.
Because who actually joins that stuff? It just takes up space in the
I haven't looked at it in a long time, if I'm being honest.
I don't think it hurts being there, but...
I haven't turned on my PS4 since God of War. I
turned it on because I'm in the process of reviewing the Mars DLC for Far Cry, which is so boring, by the way.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it's super boring. But I'm doing it on PC because originally I was going to play it on PS4 because I had the code from Ubisoft for the original PS4 coverage, but I had deleted the whole thing off my PS4 and I wasn't about to re-download it, so I just bought the DLC to play it.
Is it separate?
It's separate. It was only $10, which isn't bad.
Yeah,
but not a fan. It's not very fun.
Yeah. Big Balls. We will. we might put it in the show. We don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to copy another show.
If you're not on Discord, hop on over to Discord. You can find that link in the description below, and you can join us there. And I bet a ton of people will be down to play, at least a few.
Yeah, I'm indifferent about it. That's like the word of the day for me. Indifferent.
Okay.
Because it's a good idea, but I don't want to copy a show. So
Certainly.
maybe we find a way to put our own spin on it. Put our own EOG spin on it.
EOG.
But is that going to do it, Garrett?
I think that'll do it for episode 162
I'm
of
so
the
sad
podcast.
that we're done.
I'm sad that I have to go to work again. Sucks, man.
I'm really hungry.
I'm hungry too. I'd love a Baja Blast freeze for my commute.
I'm not a fan of the freezes, dude. It's just, there's so much going on. It's so cold. You get a brain freeze.
It's a hot day, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
So you should get one.
I'm not going to Taco Bell, dude.
Whatever, dude. Whatever.
I don't need that garbage in my life. I'm trying to build a fortress over here.
You're killing me here, Jacob. Trying to build a temple.
My body's a temple. We have an outro?
Yeah. This was episode 162. Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in week and week out, sending us community questions and just engaging in the comments below. We thank you in advance if you're willing to talk to us about any community questions or Comic-Con coverage or anything. Got a text from my girlfriend there. Anything that you guys like to talk to us about, please comment on YouTube if you're willing to help us grow there a bit more. It gets us a bit more notoriety as far as sharing this episode.
Here's a fun little thing I want to say before we end.
Okay.
If you tuned into all the Comic-Con stuff or you heard us talk about it, what was your favorite thing that they announced or showed? And if you leave a comment saying that, we'll know that you watched till the end of the episode. So thank you.
Good call. What were we saying? This is the outro.
Yeah, I interrupted your outro.
Yeah, if you guys are also wanting to hang out on Twitch streams this week, obviously I am currently streaming, I assume, right now on Twitch if you're listening on Monday morning, that is. But Jacob is also back every evening at 8 p.m. Eastern. I will be streaming most mornings this week. I look forward to hanging with you guys. It's going to be awesome.
Monday through Thursday night for me.
Yeah, I may or may not do Friday again, but at least Monday through Thursday for me as well. So look forward to hanging with you guys. Hope you guys have a wonderful week, as always. And
it was a pleasure talking to you, Garrett.
Yeah, it was, Jacob. It's always a pleasure. Hopefully Preston can join us next week. It's been a while.
So. I hope you and all our viewers have a fantastic week.
Likewise, everyone. Have a good one. We'll talk to you later.
See you guys.
I'm like thinking about Casey texting me, thinking about work, and thinking about school I have coming up.
Ignore her. She's not important.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Only I am.
She doesn't like Harry Potter or
fuck
whatever.
Her. Neither do you.
Not Harry
Get
Potter. What were you talking about she didn't like or something? Panda Express.
Yeah, fuck her.
Go eat some Panda Express if you're feeling it.
Yeah, I wish I could today. I mean, I could. But I'm not going to.
All right, maybe next time.
Because my body's a fortress, a temple.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, cool, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk to you later. Have a good one.
See you guys.